On a gorgeous October Saturday in Norfolk, Virginia, it's time for Conference USA League action. Old Dominion versus Western Kentucky. Hi, everybody. Welcome to homecoming here at ODU. I'm Ted Alexander. Andy McShaw here. Homecoming festivities, Andy, but a very important football game for both these teams.
Oh, yeah. Once again, we got two hungry teams coming in. You look at the records and think, oh, man, this is not going to be great. But remember, Old Dominion comes into this thing losing their last 4 games by a total of like 8 points. Total. Western Kentucky comes in with one of the best offenses in the country, putting up over 500 yards a game. And you look at their competition. They played 2 Big Ten schools and Army in their non-conference games. They are hungry coming in. Both of these squads feel like they should be a lot better than what their record says they are.
Old Dominion 1-5, losers of 4 in a row. The Hilltoppers 1-4, losers of 4 in a row. Let's talk about a couple of the ball players we'll be keeping an eye on today, including number 4 for the Hilltoppers, quarterback Bailey Zappi. Really, really good.
Zappi is, he's like a shortstop. He gets the ball in his hands and out of his hands so quick, he's like turning a double play. That is what this offense is based off of. Speed, short passes, out in the screens, and when they do it right, which they do, it is really hard to stop.
A tall task for the Monarchs secondary, led by a former Hilltopper, Roger Cray, who picked up his first Old Dominion interception last week at Marshall.
Yeah, if ODU wants to stop this attack, this air raid screen rushing attack from Western Kentucky, their corners are going to have to be aggressive. They're going to have to read it, come up, rip through the blocks of wide receivers, and make tackles near the line of scrimmage. Roger Cray is going to be the guy who knows how to do that, and he's going to be looking at his old team across the field. Here's your transfer portal looking at.
Couple things to keep in mind as we get this thing underway. Both teams have had a habit of falling behind early. Don't want to do that here in Norfolk today. Also, on the horizon, rain.
Yeah,
maybe for the second half. Sunny now, rain later, kickoff next. Old Dominion in Western Kentucky. It's homecoming Saturday here in Norfolk, Virginia, as the Monarchs of Old Dominion University get to take on the Western Kentucky University Hilltoppers. Western Kentucky head coach Tyson Helton in his 3rd year, son of Kim Helton, who's a former coach at Houston, has a 15-15 record, Andy, at Western Kentucky. But this team put some points on the board and is really exciting to watch. They just don't have the results yet for Old Dominion. It's Ricky Ronnie in his first season with the Monarchs. They're 1-5.
This is going to be an interesting matchup here. This is a speed offense that loves to go up-tempo. They love to keep defenses basic and not let you adjust very much. That's what Western Kentucky does. For Old Dominion, one of the better defenses in the conference. So very good defense, number 2 ranked defense in the conference versus the number 1 offense in the conference. So strength on strength here. Who's going to give?
For the Monarchs, the breaking news is a new starting quarterback as the redshirt freshman Hayden Wolf, the 6'5", 219-pounder out of Venice, Florida, will start at quarterback in place of DJ Mack, who's gone all the way thus far in 2021 for Old Dominion. Wolf against Wake Forest in mop-up duty, 15 for 24 for 140 yards and a touchdown. Look sharp against the 2s and 3s of Wake Forest. He has started 3 games in his Old Dominion career back in 2019, and it'll be interesting to see how he does in this start in conference play against the Hilltoppers. Hilltoppers won the toss, elected to defer.
Yeah, they're receiving.
You're right, Andy.
That's unusual for.
I thought everybody deferred.
They usually do.
Dominic Seuss in the kickoff will go into the end zone, and we'll get our chance to look at the all-everything quarterback, Bailey Zappi, 6'1", 220-pound grad student out of Victoria, Texas. He's one of the numerous transfers from Houston Baptist. What a quarterback he is.
Yeah, we talked about they got Zappi, they have Josh Stearns, and the biggest receiver they got, Jared Stearns, and another receiver in Ben Ratzlaff. All of them, and the offensive coordinator, Zach Kitley, all of them transferred over or came over from Houston Baptist, the FCS school, but they've been running the same offensive system for a long time, and they know it in their sleep.
They have 40th game, Andy, this Western Kentucky offense, and Zappi's back to throw from the 25, looking deep. Now looking deep on the out, wide open is Stearns. Jarrett Stearns down the near sideline inside the 40, and a nice accurate throw, and wide open was Jarrett Stearns with his 57th catch of the year.
Now there's a tendency breaker right off the bat. They usually go quick and short, and this time they put the double move on. Little out move for Stearns, and then the pump fake, and he goes straight up. And it's wide open, a great opening move. Now here's the tempo from the Hilltoppers.
2 wide receivers to the far side as the Hilltoppers move left to right toward the Atlantic Bay football complex here in Norfolk. Quick pass outside is complete to Daewood Davis, and Zappe, a 70% completion man, is 2 for 2 here on the first 2 plays.
Yeah, he's very, very accurate. We said he doesn't really like to do a lot of, what would essentially be 5-7 step drops and sit back and read the offense and read the defense and throw it. It's quick release, but he is very accurate. Even when he does throw it downfield, he's very accurate.
Noah Whittington is the running back for WKU. Joey Beljon is the tight end. Play action fake to Whittington, going for it all to the far pylon. That's overthrown, intended for Mitchell Tinsley. And we see that Zappe is human. He throws it incompletion. He's 2 for 3 in this first drive. Second down coming up.
That's pretty good coverage, and there's the first time we see Hilltopper on former Hilltopper. Roger Cray back in pretty good coverage that time.
Since the Hilltoppers were able to substitute, Monarchs with full-scale substitutions on this 3rd down and 5 play. They need to get to the Old Dominion 20 in the initial drive of this game. No score. Monarchs and Hilltoppers in Norfolk.
Second in the conference in 3rd down conversion are the Hilltoppers.
3 wide receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. Empty backfield for Bailey Zappe. He's got the football, looking near side, chucks it, deflected at the line, incomplete, and 4th down comes up for Western Kentucky off the ODUD.
And that's the other way you get to them, is to knock it down. A lot of times you'll see a lot of cut blocking from these Western offensive linemen. There will be plays where at the end you see 5 guys in a semicircle, just all of them on their bellies, because they're trying to get the hands down of these defensive linemen. And that's the reason why, right there.
That means a Braden Narveson longest field goal attempt of 2021. It'll be a 43-yard field goal attempt from the near hash mark.
Well in his range. His career long is 53, which he hit last year against Middle Tennessee.
First opportunity for points comes for the Hilltoppers, and the kick is off. And the kick is wide left, no good. Narveson hooks it just a bit, so the Monarchs defense bends, but does not break. The Hilltoppers miss a 43-yard field goal attempt, and it'll be Old Dominion football. But first, we'll take a timeout. 14:04 to play in our first quarter here in Norfolk. No score. The Monarchs and Hilltoppers on homecoming Saturday in Norfolk.
Dear past, present, and future.
In the quarterback position, starting for Old Dominion, the redshirt freshman. He's a Florida native, and he gets a 1st and 10 from the 25-yard line, moving right to left, and he's going to throw on 1st down. Pass complete. Ali Jennings across the 30, out to the 34. Accurate pass, good catch, and the Monarchs get 9 on 1st down.
Well, like we said, how is Western Kentucky going to react to what is going to be a very different-looking Old Dominion offense?
Here the handoff is to Elijah Davis across the 35.
You're expecting a lot of runs. You're expecting some read options. You're expecting some trickery. And thanks to get DJ Mack, a very athletic running quarterback, into space. And now you're going to have to spread them out and cover one-on-one.
A 1st down and a couple plays for the Monarchs from their own 36-yard line. Wolf once again comes near side. Pass caught by the 6'8 tight end Zach Kuntz. Hustled out of bounds there by A.J. Brathwaite.
Kuntz, the leading receiver for Old Dominion so far in the season. He's one of the best in the country, like 4th-ranked tight end receivers.
One of the things to keep in mind is explosive plays. Hilltoppers have 40 plays of 20 or more yards. Monarchs have 10 plays of 20 or more yards. Here's a 2nd down and 5 for Hayden Wolf. Guns the ball over the middle, a little low and uncatchable for Page over the middle. It'll be 3rd down and 5.
A little puffiness going on out there right around the line of scrimmage. Some guys kind of barking at each other. This is not the first time these two teams have seen each other, and there's been some bad blood. It's been heavily Western Kentucky in the record department.
1-5 thus far. The Hilltoppers have the series lead. This is meeting number 7. And a big 3rd down. Monarchs need to get to the 46, and the flags are flying.
I think this 3rd down is about to get longer.
5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
So false start means 3rd and 5 turns into 3rd and 10. Degree of difficulty up.
Well, conversely, for the Monarchs, we talked about how good Western's offense was against 3rd down. The Monarchs has not been as good, although they did improve some last week, up to 41% conversion so far in the season.
Keep an eye on 10 in white. That's D'Angelo Malone.
Yeah, that's where the rush is going to come from. This guy, they move him all over the place. He is very mobile.
Third down and 10 for Hayden Wolf and Old Dominion. He's back to throw, looking over the middle, steps up in the pocket. Pass is going to be hitting the umpire, and that'll be incomplete. Intended for Kuntz, who is open on the play. At least that's what the Monarch fans here in Norfolk think. It'll be fourth down.
Yeah, he had a step, but, I mean, you got to remember, umpire is fixing his ears there. He's part of the field. You have to be aware of it. It's unfortunate, but you got to be aware of where he is. It happens quite often.
Ethan Duane on to punt for Old Dominion. Averages 39 yards per kick. Jarris Stearns is back for the Hilltoppers. A high spiral. Stearns will call for the fair catch and make it at his 32-yard line. And it'll be Bailey Zappi getting a second chance. Again, he hit a bomb on the first play, connected on the second pass, but a missed 43-yard field goal kept the Hilltoppers off the board on their first possession. Here they get a second try with 12:58 to go in our first quarter. No score, the Monarchs and the Hilltoppers. Sunshine, 81 degrees right now. We're thinking about the forecast, which earlier today said maybe some rain, maybe some lightning and thunder in the second half. That's been pushed back just a bit, we hope. We hope it's pushed back till after this contest and after the Hilltoppers take off from Norfolk International. Here's Zappi. Here's the first run of the game. Winnington comes near side across. Oh, a leaping job to get to the 39 or 40-yard line. Noah Whittington. How about that athletic play to gain some extra yardage?
Yeah, he just leaped the corner back there. That's a 6'3" corner he just leapt over. That's pretty good.
Averages 5.5 yards per carry. And he got about 7 on that one. Second down and 3 for the Hilltoppers. Ball resting on their 40-yard line near hash mark. White jerseys, the red numbers, red pants, shiny silver helmets. They bring Stearns in motion. The clap of the hands from Zappi, and he throws over the middle, and that pass is going to be caught by Daywood Davis. Finally brought out near the midfield stride. First down for the Hilltoppers. We're going to try and go a little tempo here.
That's a staple right there. You see the motion. They put the motion man goes to the left. They put the running back in there, shifts the defense to the left, and then they throw the slant back to the solo receiver on the weak side because it gets the man coverage, and they will do that all day long. That is a staple of this offense, and they run a lot of schemes just like that.
Monarch defense gives up 29 points a game. The Hilltopper offense scores 40 per contest. Zappi in the pistol right now. The third clap is the charm, and he comes near side again. Davis the catch. And he's driven out of bounds into Monarch territory at the 46-yard line. Give him 4 yards on the pitch and catch. Andy, we've talked about this Hilltopper offense, and it's oftentimes just getting the athletes the ball in space and let them do their thing. Yards after catch, huge for WKU.
But you see how quickly it's out of Zappi's hands. It nullifies even a good pass rush because it's gone so quickly. And it's just out in space. And if you miss a tackle, a 5-yard gain turns into a 30-yard gain.
One of the reasons they've only allowed 8 sacks all year. This side, Stearns, pass, caught. First down, Western Kentucky, 36-yard line of Old Dominion. Again, the Hilltoppers are moving the football.
Zappi pass complete to Jarris Stearns.
Talked a lot about Zappi this week in preparation for this ball game. And you know, one of the names that kept coming up in describing Bailey Zappi, a number 4 for the Washington football team and former Monarch, Taylor Heineke. Same kind of size. Zappi's a little thicker, but both the ability to process information and make good decisions very quickly. Play action pass. Pass to the far side. Stearns once again pushed out of bounds by Terry Jones, but not before he has a nice gain on the first down reception.
He's also, if you do get pressure on him, he's mobile enough to escape, and he's very accurate even on the run. He hasn't been on the run because, again, everything is in rhythm. Everything is on time. Ball is out early, right on the break of the receiver, and it's on target, which is what makes this offense go. Because if short passes are great, but if that short pass is behind the receiver and it takes him a second to turn around and make the catch, it doesn't work as well.
2nd and 6 for Western Kentucky from the Old Dominion 33-yard line. Hilltoppers driving once again. Double pump, fake pass, caught by Ratzlaff at the 31, gets inside the 30, maybe to the 29. That's Ben Ratzlaff.
They don't run it a lot. I mean, they get 92 yards a game, which is down at the bottom of the conference in rushing. But what you just saw, that's a run. For Western Kentucky, that is an extended handoff on that screen.
Third down. They're just about in the same position they were last time when they couldn't make the third down and missed a field goal on 4th. Empty backfield, 5 receivers. And here comes Zappi once again, looking for it all. Over the middle, pass is going to be incomplete, overthrown at the goal line, intended for Ratzlaff, and it's 4th down again. And it looks like
Yeah, they might have caught him jumping.
Monarchs might have jumped on the near end.
Incomplete. There is a flag on the
I didn't see a flag initially, but it was there.
It's going to go against the Monarchs. Offsides.
Number 25, defense. In the neutral zone as a snap.
Stephen Williams, the linebacker, trying to creep in there, put something into the head of Zappi, crept a little too soon. And it's a first down, crushing penalty, and we've seen that as a theme for Old Dominion thus far in 2021, and it happens again to extend this drive that turns perhaps 3 points into 7 out of the pistol formation with Kyle Robichaux behind him. Now he moves Robichaux to his left. First down from the 25-yard line, and this one.
Maybe Western gave the yardage right back, but it'll still be a first down.
1st and 15.
False start. Number 53, offense.
Yeah, they got the head bob on the center there.
Both teams just wanting to get things going 5 minutes into this scoreless contest on homecoming Saturday in Norfolk.
It's Rusty Stats, the center, and they're watching you. If you do that little head bob, some referees watch it more than others.
Send Robichaux to the far side. Passes near side is going to be caught at the 26 and immediately brought down. Ryan Henry, the first on the scene for Old Dominion.
There's a lot of running back motion in this offense, and a lot of it is smoke and mirrors. It's designed to get your eyes to follow that running back so you never see the wide receiver who runs the slant underneath him, like what just happened there.
2nd down and 11 for Western Kentucky. Bailey Zappi, effective at quarterback thus far. 8 for 10 already in the first 5 minutes for 84 yards. Averages 440 a game. Play action pass, looking off the back foot, has a man wide open. Touchdown, Western Kentucky, Malachi Corley.
Well, that's either a blown coverage or somebody fell down because it's wide open. And Malachi Corley, second leading receiver on the team. He's not unfamiliar to that, but just right down the middle.
Wide open, accurate pass. He hauled it in without much duress, and WKU's on the board first here in Norfolk.
They run a lot of double moves, too, here. That also may have been what got them that wide open. That's what happened on the first drive.
The extra points is up, and this time Narveson is on target, and with 9:16 to play in our first quarter, the Hilltoppers have struck first. They averaged 40 a game, missed a field goal their first try, make a touchdown their second. That huge third down penalty against Old Dominion turned 3 points into 7. 7-0 Western Kentucky. Back to Norfolk in a moment.
Hey Monarch fans, Atlantic Bay Mortgage Group is a proud sponsor of ODU Athletics. We've made
both these teams have had trouble in terms of starting quickly, falling behind in numerous contests, having to climb the mountain, but thanks to Malachi Corley, the Hilltoppers have an early lead here in Norfolk. They lead at 7-0. 9:16 to play in the first quarter. Ted Alexander, Andy Michaud, James Witham here at Cornblau Field at SB Ballard Stadium. Well, Corey Munson's your kickoff guy. He's Mr. Touchback. And this will be fielded at the 1-yard line, and a fair catch will be called there. And the Monarchs will start from the 25.
Yeah, this is Hilltopper football right now. It's Zappi, 11 pass attempts for 110 yards and 1 rush attempt so far, and that's what they do. Everything is quick, and you have to disrupt it. They haven't thrown a whole lot of screens yet, but they have thrown a lot of misdirection in there.
Hayden Wolf thus far for Old Dominion, 2 for 4 for 14 yards. And the pressure's ratcheted up just a bit as you suddenly see a 7-0 deficit. 1st and 10, ball on the near hash mark. Monarchs moving right to left. Down 7-0. Play action pass. Good looking play there, and Jennings can't reel it in.
They had what they wanted there. They got the play fake, and they had the one-on-one matchup. That's Jennings on the safety. Have the great leverage, but pass a little out in front of him. But that's one that, if you ask Jennings, he's back.
And you look at the early going, the first 5:48 of this contest, and the Monarchs have done what the Monarchs have been doing. Untimely penalties, missed opportunities, falling behind. 2nd down and 10 for Hayden Wolf. Bring a man in motion. Hand the ball off here. Blake Watson with 168 yards at Marshall a week ago. Decent gain on 2nd down. Bring up 3rd down at about 5.5.
That's important to get something there on 2nd so you're not facing another 3rd and long. This is the area of the field that Western has had the biggest problem with on defense, giving up 38 points a game. Now, a lot of that has been some pretty good competition against them, too.
Third down for Hayden Wolf. He's got the football, looking near side. Fires, caught by Jennings at the 32, and he'll go down immediately. Quick tackling there from one of the guys you have to keep an eye on defensively is D'Angelo Malone from Atlanta, the 6'4 senior, Conference USA preseason Defensive Player of the Year, and in 2019 he won the award.
Yeah, they dropped him back that time. He moved him around. He's so agile, so versatile. They line him up inside. He rushes from the outside. Every once in a while he'll drop back like that. They list him as an end, but he's really more of a linebacker.
Ethan Duane on to punt to Jarrett Stearns. This is a booming spiral. Stearns backpedals, reels it in at his 16-yard line at the hash mark and gets out to the 19. Good coverage by the Monarchs. Leading the way, the freshman Jason Henderson. So with 7:54 to play in the quarter, 7-0 Western Kentucky. And for those that haven't watched Old Dominion much, it's been classic Monarchs thus far. Can you blame Jennings for the drop on the pass? Can you blame Wolf for the accuracy on that pass? Who knows? But just that close to getting a big play, getting the drive jump-started. You couldn't do that. You bogged down. You go 3-and-out.
And then the penalty on third down in the previous drive that wiped out what could have been an easy opportunity for a first down. And the more you give the ball back to this offense, I mean, that usually doesn't bode well for defenses.
Both teams, having lost 4 in a row, are looking for confidence. And the Hilltoppers and Bailey Zappi have it now with a pocket crumbling. A pass is on target, but broken up by the former Hilltopper, Roger Cray. Intended that time. Bailey Zappi going deep for Mitchell Tinsley.
Well, here's a bit of the secret knock on this Western offense is that when they do throw it deep, they are not as effective. They are super effective in the short game and getting things out in a hurry and in open space. But when they drop back and throw it deep, don't get me wrong, they can hit them and have in this game, but they're not as effective.
Second down and 10, Western Kentucky from their own 19. Zappi back to throw over the middle. Pass is going to be caught. Stearns once again brought down by Jones, but not until he reaches first down yardage and then some. Out to the 33-yard line. The drive continues from right in the middle of the football field. 7-0 WKU leads halfway through this first quarter. Here's a pass on target. Again, zipping, and the catch in traffic made by Daywood Davis. He's been a factor in the early going.
It's the chemistry between these receivers and Zappi because everything is on rhythm and everything is on target. They got so many crossing routes, receivers going back and forth across each other. It's very hard for a secondary to communicate well enough to know who's supposed to be covering who. And it doesn't take a lot of room for Zappi, who is so accurate, to find where you lack communication and hit that spot.
Ratzlaff in for Davis. He's flanked to the near side for this first down play from the WKU 45. Handed off to Whittington, and he's into Monarch territory. Grabbed by Jordan Young. Once he reaches the ODU 48-yard line, solid gain on first down for the Hilltoppers, looking to build on a 7-point lead, 6:45 to play in the first.
And the speed keeps you very basic on defense. You can't do a whole lot of exotic twists and stunts and different coverages. You just don't have time to communicate it.
Here's a little pitch to Stearns, who was in the backfield to start this play, and he's going to find his way to the 41-yard line. Henderson the tackle, but not before. It's another first down for Western Kentucky. Chewing up the yardage here in the first quarter.
Kentucky first down. First and 10 for the Hilltoppers.
They'll mark it at the Old Dominion 41-yard line.
It just looks so smooth and so easy because they've got the guys who know this system. I mean, Zappi's run this thing for so long. From Houston Baptist, the same system. His receivers are the same system. If he's in his sleep and he's dreaming, he's running this system. And Jarrett Stearns is running the same thing in his bed across or down the hall from him.
And Josh Stearns, his brother, has just come in for Jarrett. And here's Zappi going. Another completion. This is to Josh Stearns.
It looks so easy, but it's so technically complicated. The design of these plays, these guys look like they're wide open, but it's the design that does that. The crossing routes, the pick routes.
Well, also you're haunted by the out and up play. So if you come into and crash too quickly,
they throw the double move at you, and then you're toast.
Second down and 5.
They make you be so aggressive on these routes and try to bump them off, but then you get beat deep by it.
More play action. Zappi going toward the far pylon, has a man out there. Pass is Incomplete. A battle out there. Josh Stearns and JoJo Heaton goes Old Dominion's way, and it's third down.
Hung up over there a little bit. Coverage was pretty good initially, and Stearns kind of broke out a little bit, got a little bit of a step on him, and then the ball was hung up just a little bit and allowed Heaton to come back and get just enough of it.
Third down and 5 for Western Kentucky. They need the ODU 31. It's on the 36 at the near hash mark. Monarchs almost jump off again with Haynes, and here's Zappi going down on the near side. Back shoulder incomplete for Dawood Davis.
Good coverage. Now, I wouldn't take your defense off the field just yet. Yeah, they're going to go for it here.
Again, Narveson missed from 43 wide left. So on a 4th down and 5 play, here we go. Can the Monarchs get off the field? Can the Hilltoppers drive toward a second score?
Interesting difference between third down conversions and 4th down conversions. 53 third downs, 33% 4th downs for the Hilltoppers.
Cofield in the lineup. Zappi's going to try and throw for it. Over the middle pass, caught in traffic at the 30 for a first down. That's a nice play by Corley, the man who caught the touchdown pass in traffic. It's good coverage there, Andy.
Yeah, they went man coverage and sent the blitz. They sent guys after him.
Working hurry up to get the ball out to Stearns, and Jarris Stearns turns it inside the 25 to the 24. Heaton and company push him out of bounds there.
That's also a quick play to make sure that doesn't get reviewed. It was a low throw, and it looked like he caught it first glance, but you never want to take any chances.
7-0 Hilltoppers, 5:10 to play, first quarter action. Weather holding up wonderfully. Fluffy white clouds in the sky. A little breezy out there. We'll hear from our sideline guy, James Witham. Give us a weather update in just a moment. But meanwhile, the drive continues for Bailey Zappi and the WKU Hilltoppers. Zappi rolling to the near side. Eyes down the field. Now he's going to tuck it. He's going to get some blocks. Cuts through the blockage. Down inside the 20. Gets popped. And that's going to be a targeting call inside the 20.
That's just an unnecessary shot right there. I mean, defenses get frustrated with this offense because they do things so quickly and make it look so easy. And it looks like you should be able to take care of it easily, but you just can't. And then they get frustrated, and it leads to shots like that.
You saw Zappi's helmet come off.
Now, I don't think, if it's a penalty, I don't think he's going to have to come off. The question now is, was there stuff retaliation after that? Because there were some guys mixing it up, and if there's another flag after the play, it might be offsetting.
I wouldn't think that would be the call just from this vantage point.
There's a lot of discussion going on now.
Kevin Vicknair and our Conference USA crew is talking it over, and each team will go to their respective sidelines to talk it over.
Here's the replay. Let's see what we can find out here. Now, he's definitely down and giving it up. And it's just a late shot.
That's Ryan Henry coming in helmet first, and that's just a late, cheap shot.
I mean, even if he didn't hit him with the helmet, he got him with the shoulder to the head after he's down. You just can't do that.
Another angle will let us know if he's going to go helmet to helmet.
First for 5, victories, number 8.
He didn't get the helmet.
50-yard penalty for James Allstott. Automatic, first down.
They're going to take a look at it to see if it was helmet to helmet.
He didn't go helmet to helmet, but he did get the shoulder.
I might disagree with you there, Andy.
I think he hit him with the shoulder, but it doesn't really matter.
And here's the thing. This is a difficult play to call because he had Zappi in his sights, and he was lining up to make the tackle. Zappi goes down, and he's already sort of in the motion, but you got to be able to pull off that.
Yeah, but he's already on the ground at that point. I mean, he's not even sliding on the ground.
Right.
And I don't think he went helmet to helmet. I think he went shoulder to helmet, but at that point it doesn't matter because it's a late shot, and it's a shot to the head to a guy who's already on the ground.
So when this all comes to a halt, it'll be first and goal for Western Kentucky from the Old Dominion 10-yard line. 4:47 to go in the first.
And so the question now is whether Ryan Henry gets to stay in this ballgame or not.
A week ago in Huntington, Harold Blackman was ejected after a targeting call. He's sitting out this first half here today.
The safety, he'll be back in the second half. They've been swapping out linebackers, so it would be Jason Henderson who fills in for Henry if this looks like what it looks like. This is just more, self-implosion on one of these teams. It's unnecessary penalties, a couple of them now.
Well, there's certain things you can hang on a list and say, this is why a team's 1-5.
Yeah, I mean, these penalties are not helping. When you get an offense this good, you do not need to help them. And then they got the best pass breakup of the day was by the umpire.
He was open.
He was open.
All right, here we go.
After further review, there is no targeting in the play. However, the 50-yard first foul for the late hit is still enforced.
All right.
Pass the distance to the goal, automatic first down.
So they said he did not go helmet to helmet, but it is unsportsmanlike because he did go and hit him after the play was over.
The moral of the story, now that the dust has settled, means Western Kentucky will have a first and goal from the 9-yard line. And the Monarchs once again are aiming at the foot and hitting it.
Now the best thing is that they don't lose their linebacker for it, but like you said, the worst thing, that's another hole in the foot, and it's another first and goal for a team that doesn't need help scoring points. And
Half
Zappy,
the student bodies to the far side. 4 wide receivers, 1 to the near side. Zappy looking that way, throws it, and that's going to be incomplete. Good defensive coverage, JoJo Heaton.
there's the play design right there. They put that diamond formation. Everybody in the stadium thinks that's going to be a screen. The option is you fake the screen and throw to the end zone, or watch the backside receiver on the weak side of that who's got a one-on-one matchup. They can come back to that at any point, too. That's the sort of the difficulty if you're a defensive coordinator in trying to stop this system.
Dakota Thomas and Stearns to the near side on this second and goal play from the 9-yard line. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Empty backfield as they bring Robichaux to the near side. Looking that way. Pump fake. Pump fake once again. Zappy throws. Is it picked off in the end zone? Did it finally drop, or is it a touchdown? It's a touchdown for WKU.
Flag in the backfield around where Zappy threw that from, and a lineman with no helmet on.
Dakota Thomas came up with a football after they played hot potato with it in the back of the end zone.
It was caught, dropped, intercepted, dropped, and caught. Now it's a huge call on this. Is it going to be a hold? Is it going to be a late hit on the quarterback? Is it going to be hands to the face? What do we got?
Well, they're going to talk for a second, so we're going to go down to our sideline reporter, the third member of our crew, James Witham. And James, you had a decent look at that. What the heck happened?
That was one of the best juggling acts I've ever seen. That's what happened. I mean, that was literally in the defensive back's hands. I couldn't get the number because of the crowd around him. Maybe you guys got a better look at it on the replay.
Heaton, it was Heaton.
But Heaton had it right in his hands, and it literally tipped it to the receiver.
The result of the play is touchdown. But personal foul, hands to the face, number 31. Defense. That 50-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
It's a touchdown for Western Kentucky.
Timeout on the
Here's
field.
Zappy zinging it in there. That is Heaton with the football. It bounces up. Stearns there, and so is Dakota Thomas on the spot. And he grabs it, and it's 13-0.
And it's going your way. I guess it's just going your way. That was a good defensive play to break that up, and then it should have been an interception. Instead, it turns into a touchdown. And yet another penalty for the Monarchs, who are racking them up now.
As they did a week ago against Marshall. On comes Braden Narveson for the extra point. The kick is up, and this kick is good. So we're going to clean up laundry off the field. 4:24 to go in our first quarter. All Hilltoppers so far. WKU 14, ODU nothing. Monarchs down now 14-0. And Andy, not only extending drives with penalties, but that's personal foul has put the ball on the 50.
Yeah, if you got any sneakiness in your special teams tool chest here, you might want to bring it out now.
Corey Munson with 18 touchbacks thus far this season. 9 for his last 10 have gone in the end zone, and this one might go into Portsmouth.
Trying to kick a field goal there.
Well, the Loge folks, you get to keep those?
I don't think so.
You might think for a couple minutes, then someone taps you on the shoulder and says, not today.
Well, Western's not going to leave their ball here, so they didn't miss that wide left.
First down for Hayden Wolf and the Monarchs from the 25-yard line. Can they take a deep breath, regain their composure, and get this crowd back into it?
Yeah, they got to get something going here, because if you don't get this thing moving, one, your defense is getting tired already. 2, you're in very bad situation and getting your doors blown off.
That's Zach Kuntz in motion. Hand the ball off to Blake Watson. He's got his best hole of the day across the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Nice first down run for Old Dominion.
That will help.
They're going to go a little tempo. 2 wide to the far side, 1 to the near. Hand it off again. Watson, first down for Old Dominion across the 40 to the 41-yard line. Brought down there by Marcus Bragg, the redshirt junior from North Miami.
ODU giving Hilltoppers a little of their own medicine here with the tempo.
3:55 to go, first quarter, 14-0 Western Kentucky. Play action pass caught by Jennings in Hilltopper territory at the 47. That's what the running attack can do. It opens up, even if it's just an eighth of a second, that eighth of a second could be the difference between completion and incompletion.
Exactly. They've run that a couple of times, and Jennings has gotten that inside leverage every time. They missed it a couple of times. One, they hit the umpire, and the other one hit Jennings in the hands. He couldn't catch it. He has 2 of those, though.
Kuntz flexed off the right end of the line as the 6'8 tight end. Has to sort of shield his eyes from the sun that's beaming down on that side of the field here in Norfolk. Again, the handoff to Watson, who tumble rolls his way to the 45-yard line. Second down coming up after the 2-yard gain.
They're not going to give up on the ball just because they have a passing quarterback in there, though, so Western's got to be cognizant of that.
Watson to the far side, along with Harvey and Page. Jennings to the near side. Jennings has caught a touchdown in each of his last 2 ball games. The transfer from West Virginia. Empty backfield for Hayden Wolf with Dante Anthony in the slot left side. Wolf back to throw. Pass caught. Harvey, 40-yard line, gets a block inside the 40 to the 35. Effort. Good block from Jennings. Got another 5 yards out of that play off the nice pitch and catch. Hayden Wolf to Javon Harvey.
Well, there you go. They dropped everybody back in coverage, running deep routes. Harvey comes underneath on the shallow dig route, and he gets yak yardage, something that this Old Dominion team has struggled to do all season long.
Doing a little WKU to WKU here with a first down at the Hilltopper 35. Here's Watson. Not much doing on that first down
play
carry.
Right there. That's Jeremy Darvin just eating up space. He's like a black hole in there.
Nothing doing on that first down carry.
That's the biggest zero you're ever going to see.
Looks like one of the rings of Saturn. Second down and 9 for Old Dominion. Ball's on the near hash. Monarchs driving toward the student section to our left, down 14. We're late first quarter, under 2 minutes to play. Hayden Wolf, his first start this year. Play action pass, good block, but that's not going to be enough. Swallowed up in the backfield. Oh, what a play there. Coming in and making a mess of that for Western Kentucky. Will Ignat.
Well, the first read was to the left side, and he looked to the right side. Zach Kuntz is standing by himself. I mean, just wide open, but he didn't have time to come back to him.
Hilltoppers didn't have a sack last week against UTSA in that shootout loss at home. Their first of the day here puts the Monarchs in 3rd and long. 3rd and 17. They need to get to the Hilltopper 25-yard line to keep the drive alive. Ball's in the middle of the field. Line of scrimmage, the 42 of WKU. Wolf looking far side, steps up in the pocket. Again, he's going to get swallowed up, and down he goes at the 48. Back-to-back sacks. Jack from WKU. Bragg, one of the Hilltoppers on the scene.
Well, there's the difference right there between Hayden Wolf and DJ Mack. You just saw it in full living color on that drive. A couple of really good passes on target. They got the thing rolling downfield, and then he gets into trouble, and he just can't escape.
Michael Pitts also in on the play for Western Kentucky as we head to the 32nd mark here in the first quarter. 14-0 Hilltoppers. Dwayne trying to put the backspin on this one. Stearns calls for the fair catch and makes it at his own 15-yard line with 27 seconds to play in the first quarter.
33-yard punt.
Overall total yards, 184 for Western Kentucky, 51 for Old Dominion. Again, Monarch signs of life on the drive, the most recent drive, but when you're down 14, you need more than just a heart murmur.
But again, they're rolling, and then they get, Wolf misses an open target and takes a sack, and the second one they got some pressure on him pretty quickly, actually, that second sack. But those are sacks that don't happen if you got your mobile quarterback in there. But then again, do you hit some of those passes that got him into that position if you have the worst passer in there?
Bailey Zappi, 15 for 21 for 162 yards. Hands this one off, and Whittington finds himself some room across the 20 to the 23.
They don't run it a lot, but they run it effectively because of the passing game.
Hey, a flag's on the field.
Sure. Sure, I thought that was just part of the field at this point.
I think this might go against the Hilltoppers.
Well, they're walking backwards.
I thought it was my brilliant defensive scheming.
Hold 7-7. Offense. Half the distance to the goal.
Mason Brooks called for holding there, and they'll move it half the distance.
That doesn't faze them, though.
No.
I mean, it phases them, but they're not intimidated by it at all. It's just one more play that they'll run.
And it probably doesn't change their play calling scheme very much.
It doesn't at all.
2 wides to each side for Bailey Zappi, as advertised here in Norfolk this afternoon. His team's on top by 2 scores, 14-0. Back to throw at the goal line, over the middle, pass incomplete. Nice defense there. That's deflected there by Trey Hawkins, intended for Davis.
You see the patience of Zappi, though. He's waiting back there. There was a lot of traffic in there. He was looking for his man all the way across the field, and Davis was fighting through some traffic, but he held in there and waited for him once he got through the traffic. That wasn't that bad of a ball. Pretty good play by Hawkins, but it was a pretty good ball.
Monarchs show blitz on this 2nd and 17 play. Check it, 2nd and 16. 2 seconds to go. Final play of the first quarter. Bailey Zappi to his goal line. Deep down the far side. Looking upstairs. Once again, incomplete. Ball pretty well thrown for Malachi Corley, but it's incomplete as we come to the end of quarter number 1.
That's a heck of a throw right there. I mean, that coverage was right there, but he just dropped it in on him.
14-0. Hilltoppers after 1 the contest. Getting set for quarter number 2 here at Cornblau Field at SB Ballard Stadium. Ted Alexander, Andy Mishaw, James Witham on a sunshine-soaked October Saturday, and Western Kentucky begins this second quarter with a 3rd and 16 from their own 9, leading Old Dominion 14-0. I would think this would be an important play for the Monarch defense.
This is a huge, huge down for Old Dominion to try to get themselves back into this.
Bailey Zappi, the senior, 15 for 23 for 162 yards and 2 touchdowns in the first quarter. He's going to hand the ball off, and going straight up the middle across the 15 and stopped at the 17-yard line is Adam Cofield.
That's an interesting call there. I mean, Helton and Zach Kitley not known for giving up even in long situations, but that's a let's play this safe and punt it situation. That's a draw call on 3rd and 16. Usually they don't go for the they don't wave the white flag. That's what I'm trying to say. They don't wave that white flag very easily.
Well, when you've got a punter that can kick him at 54 yards a punt like John Haggerty III, it makes the pain a little easier to deal with.
Only 9. This is his 9th attempt on this season. They don't punt very often either.
Isaiah Page back for Old Dominion. And that's a low spiral, a shortish kick that Page will let hit at the 36, and that's a bad decision.
That took a weird hop on him.
You got to come up and catch that, Andy. It goes down to the 15-yard line instead of the 36. So, effective punting right there from Western Kentucky. Monarchs will get the football to start this second quarter, trailing Western Kentucky 14 over with the 1st and 10 from their own 15-yard line after the punt. Hayden Wolf at quarterback hands the ball off, and coming near side, trying to find an edge is Elijah Davis, and the Hilltoppers had other ideas.
Elijah Davis, the ball carrier for the Monarchs.
67 yards on that punt, by the way.
4 yards on the play. 2nd and 6 for the Monarchs.
So he didn't hurt his average at all on that one.
Great roll right there. We were talking about it during the break, and you understand why Isaiah Page didn't want to make a mistake, come up and fumble the thing or have it ricochet off him when he didn't have a good jump on it. But boy, could have had the ball 20 yards further down the field. Here's Dante Anthony with a reception from Hayden Wolf out to the 30-yard line. That's a first down pitch and catch for ODU.
They love using their tight ends out here. We talked about Zach Kuntz, Dante Anthony, another one that they will go to. It's his first catch of the year, because before it was Isaiah Spencer who was racking up catches and touchdowns, but he got hurt with a knee injury last week.
Wolf hands the ball off. Again, Davis putting the head down, but the Hilltopper defensive line not having much of that. Ship in there first.
A little credit to this front four for Western doing a pretty good job, especially the two tackles, Ship and Darvin, doing a very good job of eating up these holes, because if those running holes aren't there, then the passing game doesn't really get going.
Toppers give up 211 yards rushing per game. Monarchs haven't really gotten rolling on the ground quite yet. Here's another opportunity with Blake Watson off left guard, and he's brought down at the 33-yard line.
Watson, the ball carrier.
Yeah, Darvin's really cooking today early.
Yeah, they're going to have to find a way to block zero.
Darvin, 6'1", 300-pound redshirt senior from Nashville. A solid start here in Norfolk, and it leads to a 3rd down and 6 for Hayden Wolf and the Monarchs. They need to get to the 39-yard line to keep the drive moving. Anthony in motion, now stops in the near slot.
Interesting, both teams are 0 for 3 on 3rd downs.
Here's Wolf trying to break that. He's going loopy toward Ollie Jennings. Pass caught by Jennings at the 35. What a catch! With Hilltoppers draped all over him.
That should have been an interference call, because Miguel Edwards was hanging on the back of his jersey down the sidelines. No flag, but he made the catch anyway.
That's a beautifully thrown ball from Hayden Wolf. His biggest play of the day, and the Monarchs have a first down at the Western Kentucky 37.
Boy, do they need that.
Under 12 to play, second quarter, 14-0 Hilltoppers. This is Blake Watson, and he's going to be dragged down.
That right there is what happens when you have the passing quarterback instead of the rushing quarterback.
No one buys the fake, and D'Angelo Malone said, really?
He was not buying that at all. No chance. And here's the catch. That's a perfectly thrown ball, a great catch.
Good. Edwards was right there.
Yeah, he was kind of tugging on the back of his jersey. Surprised he didn't get the flag, but he made the catch anyway.
2nd down and 10 from the 37. Wolf back to throw. Quickly gets the ball, and it's dropped by John Luke Peeker.
Yeah, a little bit of space there, too. And then you want that upfield shoulder, but that's still a ball you got to catch.
Got to catch that ball.
That's the second drop the Monarchs have had this first half.
From a 2nd and 10 where he could have gotten some yardage. Now it's 3rd and 10.
This might
probably 4-down territory.
Yeah, I was just ready to say this might be 4-down territory for Old Dominion if they don't go backwards here, because they were in this situation the last drive and got sacked twice.
They need to get to the WKU 27-yard line. They're going to hand the ball off to Watson, and Watson gets it to the 35. It would be a 52-yard field goal. I think they'll go.
Blake Watson, the ball carrier.
Again, without DJ Mack in there, nobody's respecting the mesh point. They are just collapsing on the running backs.
Lincoln Terrell wasn't buying any fakes right there, and the Monarchs are going for it on 4th down and 8. Again, they need to get to the 27-yard line, moving left to right, down 14 zip. Second quarter action from Norfolk. Blake Watson to the right of Hayden Wolf. Wolf has the ball, looking near side, throws near side. Pass is going to be incomplete. After getting burned once, Edwards there just in time to deflect the pass intended for Ollie Jennings. Good play.
That's why you got to have a short memory if you're a cornerback. That was a pretty good play. He got burned once, put that out of his head, and made pretty good coverage and a good play on that comeback route.
Timeout on the field here at Cornblau Field at SB Ballard Stadium. 10:34 to go in our first half. Western Kentucky leads ODU by 14.
Hard work? Sure. Guesswork? No thank you. Because when you're on a mission, you want to get it right the first time. That's where the Home Depot comes in, with an app to rent and reserve the right tools with just a tap. With convenient image search options, and with the ability to see how something looks in your space before you even buy it. It's how the Home Depot takes the guesswork out of the hard work. The Home Depot app, how doers get more done.
And the win goes to Accurate.
What a performance. What's next for these guys?
Over with a 1st and 10 from their own 35.
So, Hilltoppers offense has looked great so far. As you see the yardage there, they're doing what they're doing, but it's the Hilltoppers defense that has not looked like the Hilltoppers defense.
Here's Zappi back to throw. A little dump pass, has his running back yards after catch, what they hang their hat on, and into Monarch territory at the 48. That's Kai Robichaux, and the freshman with a big gainer for WKU.
Middle screen right there.
And here the pass is caught by Corley. Corley inside the 40 to the 36-yard line. Malachi Corley.
That's what they did. The middle screen, they get some yardage, and then they're right back up.
Jordan Young down for Old Dominion. The athletic trainers will come out and attend to him.
Looking like they're looking at his ankle.
James Witham, we'd be thinking that on a homecoming Saturday, a late arriving crowd would come in and then start getting into the game, but the Monarchs haven't given them much reason to go nuts.
And that's just it. You have to give your fans a reason to get into the game, and the Monarchs have not done that. And the pace has actually been pretty slow on the offensive side for the Monarchs, and this is one of those things where, you know, the fans will say, let's see what the backup quarterback can do, and then you don't get what you want out of that, and that takes you out of the game as well.
Bailey Zappi, James, 17 for 25, 191 yards, 2 TDs. What's he look like from field level? Impressive. I agree.
Speechless.
He's speechless about his play thus far. All right, it's a 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers from the Monarch 36-yard line, trying to add to this 14-0 lead. A little dump pass. Again, it's Corley trying to get the edge. Can't do it. Terry Jones out there for Old Dominion.
It looks like these are simple, easy throws, but I've said it before, I'll say it again. If it's not accurate, that doesn't work.
Well,
if
the
that
thing is,
ball is not thrown on the upfield shoulder, he's got no chance to get those extra yards.
But they're throwing it and catching it.
Yeah.
Not the easiest catch, but a catch. And the Monarchs haven't done that, which makes the throw look more difficult and the whole scheme look more difficult.
Little gamesmanship by the Monarchs here. Western sub, so Old Dominion has to sub, and they're taking their time doing it. Slow this offense down some.
2nd and 6 for Western Kentucky. Handed off straight up the middle. Winnington leaning forward. It'll be short of first down yardage by about 1.5 yards, maybe 2 yards. 3rd down coming up.
I doubt if they don't get this, I doubt that they kick a field goal here.
I'm not sure they're very fearful of the Old Dominion offense at this point.
And they haven't had any reason to be yet. And again, ODU is going to take their time. You see the lineman coming in.
That's Tyree Bibby.
He's going to come in slowly. They have to be allowed, because Western Kentucky sub, they have to be allowed to sub.
Chaz Wallace comes off the field for Ricky Ronnie's Monarchs. 3rd down and 3. They need the 26. Zappi to throw for it. Has Corley, and he's going to be tackled short of the first down. Roger Cray against his former mates. A big play on 3rd down.
The only reason Bailey Zappi is looking at the sideline is to get the play, not to see if he's coming off the field.
Yep. They knew they had 2 downs to get this one. It's again 4th and 3.
They may have lost a yard on that. Here's another huge play for the Monarchs defense.
Devin Brandt Epps into the ball game at defensive tackle for Old Dominion. Monarchs an opportunity to get off the field. Western Kentucky trying to head toward their 3rd touchdown. Zappi rolls to the far side, gets pressured, still under pressure, wings it. Pass is going to be caught but short of first down yardage by Ratzlaff. Great pressure on the quarterback from Terry Jones, but Zappi gets it off, completes it, but short of the first down.
Did I mention that he was still accurate under pressure?
With his jersey like a rubber band getting slingshotted. Monarch defense rises to the occasion. Can the offense do the same? Go back to Norfolk in a moment. So, Andy, the defense does a good job for Old Dominion getting the Toppers off the field, and now we'll see what the Old Dominion offense can do with a first down from their own 30. Try and get the running game going, and there's Blake Watson breaking 1 tackle, gaining 6 yards on the first down carry. Finally brought down by Antoine Kincaid.
They still have to keep this thing running. Even though they're ignoring the read option, they still got to get this ground game going, or else the passing game's going to go up in smoke. Now, they were all over the offensive line after that last possession. Coaches and staff were leaning into that O-line hard.
2nd down, a play-action pass and a catch and a first down. That's Jennings once again.
That's the same route. It's the same play fake and it's the same slant. That time on Halusi.
First down for the Monarchs at the WKU 48.
I mean, Halasi's got to respect the speed there, so he's got to give him a little cushion, and then the slant has been there all day.
Kuntz in motion to the far side. High snap, reeled in by Wolf, and he hands it off to Watson, who gains maybe 3 yards on the first down carry, down to the 46-yard line.
The ball carrier once again.
Now they've got deep. They started the season, Old Dominion did, with a very deep running back stable, but it's been beat up throughout the first half of this season. Elijah Davis, probably their best back, has not been healthy all year. Watson is just getting back to being healthy.
Harvey, Jordan Blyant, Kuntz to the far side, Jennings to the near. Wolf looking far side. Pass is going to be dropped. That's Harvey. Excuse me. That's Javon Harvey. Unfortunately, he's had a number of drops this year, and that's his latest, and it'll be third down.
That'd be the third of the half for Old Dominion. That one probably wasn't going very far anyway. Halasi in pretty good position there, but again, it's missed opportunity.
Again, you get on the board here, you're right back in the football game. You don't, you give an opportunity to the Hilltoppers to break this thing open. They need to get to the WKU 38-yard line on this third down play. 3rd and 8 for Hayden Wolf.
Here comes Ronnie coming down. I think he's going to call a timeout.
And he's going to call a timeout right before the snap. And that'll be the first of the first half for Old Dominion.
They took a little too long in figuring out what they wanted to do.
Hayden Wolf thus far in his first start this year, 8 for 14, 96 yards. His quarterback compatriots, or the guy on the other side, Bailey Zappi, 20 for 28, 194, 2 touchdowns. We're going to take a break. 6:37 to go until halftime. 14-0. Back to Kornblau Field at SB Ballard Stadium in just a bit. Back with a big third down play for Old Dominion. A 3rd and 8 from the Western Kentucky 46-yard line. They need to get to the 38. Hayden Wolf in his first start deploys 4 wide receivers, 2 to each side. He's got the football. Blitz is on from Western Kentucky. It's picked up. Pass is going to be picked off. Going the other way with the football is Antoine Kincaid. Kincaid into Monarch territory, bowling over ODU players down to the 40.
Well, different look that time for the Hilltoppers. Before the timeout, they had this. Old Dominion had the same look, but there was no safety back there. It was man coverage straight across the board. This time they came out and they had a single safety back there. Blitz was picked up right up the middle. Good job of the blitz pickup, and he just overthrows the target a little bit and playing center field. Kincaid's just standing there waiting for it.
First turnover of the game goes to our visitors from Bowling Green, Kentucky, and Bailey Zappi and the Hilltoppers are in business with the first down from the Old Dominion 41.
Again, the same routine we've seen. Old Dominion defense comes up big, gets the stop. Old Dominion gets into positive territory and then implodes.
Here's Davis on the wide receiver screen. Little flip to him. Ryan Henry brings him down at the 37. Give him 4 yards on the first down carry. That counts as a pass, though, doesn't it, Andy, in the big picture?
Yeah, it goes forward.
Those little flippy things.
It does count as a pass. This is why they don't get a lot of rushing yards, because they do stuff like that.
And it's very effective.
It is super effective.
6 minutes to play in the half, 14-0 Western Kentucky here in Norfolk. Both teams riding 4-game losing streaks coming into this homecoming battle. Zappi, empty backfield, back to throw. Very comfortable pass, caught. Carley, horse collar tackle, and that's going to be 15 more yards from the 30.
I think every official that had a flag threw it.
I would have thrown it from here. That was obvious. And again, what you're doing if you're Old Dominion is just reaching out, trying to grab anything. And Malachi Corley is quick with the ball once he makes the catch.
Good game today.
Look at that pile of penalty flags out there.
Again, when you see what they're doing, running back goes in motion to the right. They throw it back to the left. Now the question may be, is there more than one penalty? Because there's another one over here on the sidelines. I mean, he may have thrown it for the same horse collar, but
it looks like they're prepping for field day at an elementary school.
There's a lot of talking going on for sure.
After the talking, there'll be some walking here.
2 fouls on the play by the defense. Personal foul, face mask. Number 17. That penalty is declined.
Personal foul. Horse collar tackle. Number 17. Defense. 50-yard penalty from spot of the foul.
Those are both on 17, but it's really 14.
It looks like it's on Richardson.
Justin Richardson. He got the face mask.
Face mask and a horse collar. That's actually hard to do. That's really hard to do. And the Hilltoppers are in business with the first down from the Old Dominion 15 off the Hayden Wolf interception by Antoine Kincaid. Then the face mask horse collar double dip.
That's 30 yards of penalties on a single tackle. Now, you're only allowed to take one of those, but...
Here's Zappi. Over the middle. Wide open. Nice catch. Touchdown. Daywood Davis.
Again, miscommunication. Running back goes in motion. They overreact to it. Davis right down the seam. Somebody didn't get the nod, and he's wide open.
The thing was, the pass wasn't all that on target, but Davis made a nice play on it.
He's so wide open. Everybody overreacted. It looked like they were reacting to the tight end, I think, was on a little wheel route with the running back. Everybody reacts to that, and nobody sees the seam route.
Braden Narveson on for the extra point to make it a 21-0 WKU lead, and he's got it. 5:23 to play until halftime. All Western Kentucky, but the Monarchs certainly a helping hand to this Hilltopper offense.
Yeah, this is what they do. I mean, we expected this coming in. What we did not expect is for Old Dominion to have zero. Now, look, everybody goes to the top of the screen. They got two guys covering one receiver and nobody covering Davis.
So Daywood Davis, his third touchdown of the year. Zappi with 3 touchdown passes and a crisp 23 for 31 half, 220 yards. You wonder how he gets to 440? It's not bombs away all the time.
No, it's
lots of completions and lots of yards after catch.
That's the key there. It's not deep throws. They actually struggle more on deep throws. It's efficiency in the medium to underneath throws. Daywood's actually the longest target. Has the highest average per catch, 21 yards a catch for anybody on Western Kentucky.
Lamarion James and Darius Savage back to return this Corey Munson kickoff.
It's homecoming, but there is next to no noise in this building at all for Old Dominion right now.
Well, there's been no reason to make noise if you're a Monarch fan, and here's a booming kick from Munson. Another touchback, and the Monarchs will begin this drive from the 25. But if you're Ricky Ronnie and company, you want to control the ball a little bit, get the running game going, kill the clock, get some points on the board, get into the locker room and regroup.
Yeah, I mean, this is the coming in. This was a lot of this with DJ Mack, but this is the number 2 rushing offense in the conference, averaging almost 180 yards a game on the ground. Right now they have 29. That's some of the DJ Mack effect, but some of it's that offensive line, and some of it's credit to Western Kentucky's defensive tackles who are getting the job done in the middle.
Shipp and Darvin, the defensive tackle positions, really have been getting it done. And here's Elijah Davis going into the middle and having some room and across the 35 out to the 41-yard line. Elijah Davis, his best run of the day.
Now that'll help that average. Davis is probably one of their best running backs, but he's not been healthy. He's been dealing with an ankle injury and then a knee injury.
First down from the 41-yard line. Try it again with Elijah Davis. Comes to the near side. Can he get the edge? No. Nice play moving up to cut that angle down, Miguel Edwards.
It's still a good 5-yard or 4-yard pickup there.
4 yards on the play.
Edwards doesn't come up with that. Davis might still be running. Gets it out to the 45-yard line. Gain of 4 on first down. 2nd and 6. Davis to the left of Hayden Wolf. 2 wide receivers to each side. They send Dante Anthony in motion. Hand it off to Davis. He comes near side. And no thank you, says D'Angelo Malone.
They're moving him around again. He's just causing all kinds of issues in there. He's standing there waiting for the running back.
Leading tackler coming in, D'Angelo Malone. Senior from Atlanta. Again, he was the CUSA Defensive Player of the Year a couple of years ago, and why not make him the preseason Player of the Year? Playing well here today. 3rd down and 7 now, Andy. Need to get to the WKU 49-yard line. 3 wides to the far side. Wolf back to throw, looking near. Looping it toward Jennings. Back shoulder, caught by Ali Jennings for a first down at the 32.
They're going to have to do something about it. That's the only source of offense the Monarchs have had. If you're a Western, you're going to have to stop leaving him in man coverage. Now, I know the safety was coming over there. Braithwaite was on his way, but not quite in time, and a good back shoulder throw and a good adjustment by Jennings.
First down from the 33, 3:43 to play. Monarchs with 2 timeouts remaining. Hilltoppers with their full complement of 3. Wolf has the football. Play action pass. Hayden going for it all to the far pylon. Little nudging going on. Making the catch out of bounds is that Moore? Aaron Moore, yes.
Moore.
So he's in on his first play. A lot of contact going on back there, but
they're not calling a lot of that on either
flag.
side. They're not calling a lot of pass interferences out there. That's the only penalty they're not calling today.
2nd and 10, Old Dominion from the Western 33. Here's Watson up the middle. First down and more. Blake Watson runs into his own man, Savage, inside the 20. Goes down at the 18. Edwards on the tackle for WKU.
And he's upset, but you got to be a little more patient there. I mean, you got your wide receiver lining up the block in Savage, and he just sort of ran right into him. Let him get to that block, and then you peel off of it.
Western Kentucky's going to call their first timeout of this half. But the Monarchs have a little something going.
Yeah, finally got the ground game going a little bit here. Gashing them up the middle. Now, if you're Old Dominion, and they just want to get points as quickly as possible. Here's that run up the middle. Now, just wait for him to make the block. A little bit more patience.
You got to set up the block a little bit.
Yeah.
Hard to say to do that because you're running full speed and you just want to get as far as you can. But Watson ran into the back of Darius Savage. Good to see Savage and Moore in for Old Dominion at the wide receiver position. See if they can help the Monarch offense out a little bit. Monarchs need to get something going here on this drive before halftime. They trail Western Kentucky 21-0.
As I was, starting to say, they want this ball in the end zone, but they also want to eat as much of this clock as possible before they do that. Because remember, they will get the ball to start the second half. It's a big ask from, just inside the 19 to eat 3:14, but if they could do that, ideally, they wait till the end of this and don't give that offense to the Hilltoppers another chance in this half.
Jennings and Jordan Bly to the far side. Davis is the running back. Elijah has the football, and he's going to get swallowed up for a loss of 1.5 yards right there. Again, testing the interior portion of that Western Kentucky line, not working this time thanks to Broderick Martin.
Yeah, that's not even Darvin. Darvin's taking a breather, so Martin comes in, and it's the same result. Now, he got some help from Malone, too, but they've been stout in between the tackles. They've gashed them on the outside a little bit, but mostly between the tackles, they've been pretty strong.
2nd and 12 for Hayden Wolf with Davis in the backfield. He's got the football, thinking about throwing. Throws the ball before Jennings was in his break. Incomplete.
Crowd wants a flag. There is none.
Brathwaite was defending Jennings on that play. Ali Jennings with 6 catches for 94 yards in the first half. Didn't really have his head turned on that one soon enough, Andy, and it's 3rd down and 12.
That was a little bit slow because Wolf took a long time to get rid of that ball. It looked like Malone was putting heavy pressure on him.
Fans.
It might have been Jones putting heavy pressure on him.
Not liking the call. They need to get to the 8-yard line of Western Kentucky on this 3rd down play. Ball's at the 20.
Could be a decision if they don't pick this up.
I think you'd have to get points on the board. Isaac Weaver.
Oh, could be free play.
Oh, look at that. Down goes
It's got to be a flag, right? He looked like he was a step and a half over the line.
Juwan Jones with the sprinter start from his defensive end position.
Ronnie's got him standing there on the sidelines with his arms out. How is that not a flag?
He was moving before the snap. Not sure if he got into the neutral zone. The Zebras obviously don't think he did, and it's going to be an extra long field goal from Nick Rice.
Wow. Let's take a look at this. Is he across the line?
He was awfully close.
If he's not, he's very close. He definitely started moving before the snap.
Well, and it's one way to beat the tackle is start early. Timeout taken.
His first step is kind of backwards a little bit, so everybody on the offense is thinking that's a free play. But I got to give credit to Jones. He did the right thing. He didn't just stop and stand and go, oh, man, you got me. He came right after the quarterback and made sure that you don't get a free play. And occasionally they don't throw the flag.
Anthony Zaccaro will snap it to John Morton, who will hold it. Nick Rice will try and get the Monarchs on the board with a 44-yard field goal from the near hash mark, kicking toward the Atlantic Bay Football Complex. 21-0 Western, 2:29 to play in the first half. Rice with a couple of field goals over 45 yards last week at Marshall. Couldn't hit a 58-yarder to win the game at the buzzer. Monarchs lost in OT. Snap is good. The ball is down. Nick Rice is going to have plenty of leg. Is it accurate enough? The answer is yes. Nick Wright gets the Monarchs on the board with a 44-yard field goal. 2:23 to go in the half. 21-3 now, Western Kentucky.
Well, if you're Old Dominion, I mean, you can look at the positive side of this is that you've been able to get into plus territory. You've been able to get into scoring range almost every possession, but then you've had penalties, you've had sacks, and things that have backed you out of there. You've turned it over on downs once. Once they get in there, they've got to finish those drives, but they've been able to get there.
Signs of life from the Monarch running attack. We mentioned earlier that the Hilltoppers give up 211 yards rushing a game, and today the Old Dominion attack on the ground has just been worth 54 yards. So hats off to WKU there. One of the reasons they've got a 21-3 lead in terms of total offense, 254 to 173 for Western Kentucky.
5 penalties for 41 yards for Old Dominion has not helped them in the first half. So Western now doesn't want to let them have any momentum. They want to come down and score more points. And if you're Old Dominion, you still got 2:23. You get a quick stop. You can still get that turnaround at the second half.
Dominic Seuss with a big boot that's going to bounce on the O of Monarchs in the right end zone. And Western Kentucky will have 2 minutes and 23 seconds and 1 timeout with which to work and try and increase this 21-3 advantage.
31 pass attempts already for Zappy in the first half. That's how they rack up yardage.
220 yards and 3 touchdowns, no turnovers. Hayden Wolf 9 for 18 for 119 yards and 1 turnover, 1 interception.
I mean, they can't. If you're Old Dominion, you can't get down too much because this is what they do. I mean, 550 yards a game is the 5th best offense in the country. How good is it? Well, they're 12 yards behind Ohio State, who's got the number 1 in the country.
Wide receivers stacked, and it's a handoff up the middle, finding a little bit of room there is Whittington. No, Whittington comes in with a 5.5 yards per carry average. Give him 6 on that first down carry. 2nd and 4. Clock moving. 2:05 to go. Zappy now back to throw. Bailey Zappy loading up, going deep, has a man, and that ball's going to be incomplete. Couple of hands on it there, but unable to come up with the catch was Dakota Thomas.
Yeah, the first time they've seen Thomas in this game, and he got a pretty good step right there. He had a yard or yard and a half on the coverage.
He'd probably think he should have that catch if you're Dakota Thomas.
Yeah, he's thinking it's a hair overthrown. And I do mean a hair overthrow.
3rd down and 4. They need the 35. 1:59 to play first half, and their flag's
flying. Throw that? Unless they're going to call it on the offense. They do call it on the offense.
Offense. 5-yard penalty.
Flag against the Hilltoppers will move him back on this 3rd down play. It'll end up being 3rd and 9 from the 26.
I saw a little movement on the defensive side, but that was caused by the movement on the offensive side. On the right side of the line there. Let's see who moves first.
3 wides to the far side as the Hilltoppers move right to left with a 21-3 second quarter lead. Zappy back to throw over the middle. Pass caught. Wide open spaces. Jareth Stearns. He's going to go coast to coast. Call it 74 yards. Touchdown, Western Kentucky.
They brought the house. They brought the blitz. Everybody in on Zappy. He got rid of it in a hurry, and that means there is nobody behind the man coverage.
3rd down completion for Bailey Zappy. You get past the first wave, and it's open ocean for 76 yards.
They rolled the dice there on 3rd and long and just threw everybody, brought the house at Zappy, and he gets rid of it so quick.
And on target, and the catch was made, and Stearns was off to the races. 74 yards officially on that touchdown catch and run.
Terry Jones, the coverage wasn't horrible on the catch. Ooh.
That extra point is blocked. Narveson kicked it about a Looked like he was going for a penalty kick there.
High snap.
It's a Man U.
It's a really high snap, and it almost didn't get it down in time.
So it's a 27-3.
Jones a step behind in coverage, and once he doesn't make the tackle, there's nobody else. Everybody's in man coverage, and the only other people on the field are trying to go after the quarterback.
Jareth Stearns once again going coast to coast for Western Kentucky.
It's a simple route, and it looks easy, but it relies on Zappe being able to get rid of that ball in a hurry because they didn't have enough guys to block everybody that was coming after him. So you've got to get rid of it, and you got to get rid of it on target.
Stearns' 8th touchdown reception of the year, and this is another thing that Zappe does that's so effective. He lets everybody eat. He's got 4 touchdown passes here in the first half to 4 different targets. Corley, Thomas, Davis, and now Stearns, and it's 27-3 with 1:48 to go in the half.
He's thrown it 243 times on the season coming in, and now he's thrown it 33 more times in the first half of this one.
And he's up to 294 yards.
I think you could get a catch down there if you just step on the field.
All right, here's the kickoff from Munson. And it's going to go into the end zone, and Lamarian James lets it bounce there. And the Monarchs, with 2 timeouts, will have 1:48 with which to work. The thing that adds insult to injury, if you're a Monarch fan on that one, was it was 3rd and long.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about the call there. If I'm an ODU fan, it's 3rd and long. You know they're going to throw it. You know the key to his whole game for Zappe is getting the ball out of his hands quickly. He's not going to be intimidated by that blitz. And I'd rather not have a cover 0 back there, even on 3rd and long.
Hayden Wolf and the Monarchs, 1st and 10 from the 25. They put it on the near hash mark. Wolf back to throw, looking far side and looking deep down the far side. Back shoulder. Is it going to be caught? They say no. Sliding to his knees out there was Aaron Moore. Defending on the play with Halasi.
They're just going bombs away now. They got Aaron Moore out there who's 6'2". Let's see if he got any. Look at the contact. He's out of bounds.
No, he's out of bounds.
Caught it, yeah, which I think he did catch it, but he was out of bounds. But you see the contact on both sides. Those linesmen are just eating their flags on all of these passes.
2nd down and 10 for Wolf with 4 wide receivers ready to go in the pattern. They do. Over the middle, pass caught by Kuntz at the 31-yard line, brought down by a host of Hilltoppers at the 32. Tick, tick, tick goes the clock. And a whistle after the Jaden Hunter tackle.
Western's calling a timeout. They're getting greedy now.
Well, they've got 3rd down coming up, and 3rd down and maybe a yard and a half. 132.
Kuntz was the big weapon coming in. That's only his first catch of the day.
Ollie Jennings leads the Monarchs with those 6 catches for 94 yards. He's really been spectacular. On the other side, Jareth Stearns, 6 catches, 153 yards and a touchdown. Malachi Corley, 6 catches, 55 yards and a touchdown. Dawood Davis, 4 catches, 41 yards and a touchdown for Western Kentucky. Leads at 27-3 with 1:32 to go in our first half. It's homecoming here in Norfolk, Virginia. Beautiful day thus far. Weather-wise, we thought we might have a front move in at halftime or a little bit after, but no signs at this point. The only weather we've had is Zappe bombs all afternoon long.
Rain and touchdown.
So here we go. After WKU uses their last timeout before the Monarchs have a 3rd and 1, see what they can do, Old Dominion.
Western looks like they're going to try to bring pressure off of the edge with the safeties.
Blake Watson in the backfield to the left of Hayden Wolf. 2 wide receivers to the far side. Throw over the middle, pass caught. Oh, Jennings gets away from the first man into WKU territory at the 35, inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. Ali Jennings, his best day as a Monarch. The West Virginia transfer now over 100 yards, and suddenly you can start thinking about points if you're Old Dominion.
Well, they did still bring that safety blitz, and Wolf threw it right past him into the hole.
Signs of life. Just keep getting it to Jennings if you're a Monarch fan. From the 32, a 1st down.
Yeah, he's been their offense so far today.
1:24 to go in the half. Monarchs with 2 timeouts remaining. Snap is good, and here's Wolf looking again. Gets hammered from behind. Is that a fumble? It's scooped up by WKU. Pushed out of bounds as Jeremy Darvin. Will have to have a look at that one. I believe they're going to call it a fumble on the field.
Yeah, they're going to call it a fumble, but they will review it.
The pressure got to Wolf. Well, that wasn't a Quentin Tarantino movie happening right there. We'll see if we can get the...
There's something going on here. The plus 40-yard line, the plus 30-yard line is where all Monarch drives have gone to die today. They look great up until they cross midfield, and then it's just one thing after the next.
Are they even looking at this?
They should be looking at it.
Of a fumble. It's confirmed.
That's confirmed. So the Monarchs' second turnover, a Hayden Wolf fumble after the sack, turns into a Western Kentucky possession with 1:16 to go.
They're ready to throw things at the officials, I think.
Zappy, time to get greedy if you're the WKU quarterback, leading 27-3. You hand the ball off. Cofield finds his way to a gain of about 6 or 7. Ball's in the middle of the field at the 44-yard line. Clock's turning, 1:03 to play. Plenty of time for Zappy when the clock stops after first downs. He's got all the day, and he's going to come out of the pocket and run and slide at the 37-yard line. Very close to a first down. Did he get there? No, they mark it back at the 40. Third down coming up, 49 seconds. Clock continues to turn.
Just a hair early.
3 wide receivers to the near side. Zappy back to throw, taking his time, rolls to the far side. Rolls, throws it out of bounds. 37 seconds to go, and it's 4th down and 3.
Well, it could be a decision here.
Oh, they're going to go for it.
I didn't say it would be a difficult decision.
We'll need 3 yards on this 4th down play.
The only way it's a decision is because they have been stopped on 4th down earlier today, once already.
The line to gain is the Old Dominion 37. The nose of the football's on the Monarch 40, near hash mark, moving right to left. Silver helmets, white jerseys, red pants. And Bailey Zappy, as advertised, with 4 first-half touchdown passes. Over the middle pass, caught, first down at the 30-yard line. Clock will stop as Jarrett Stearns comes up with another reception.
It's a simple route, it's a simple throw, but the timing is perfect.
29 seconds, they snap it. Play action pass. Zappy coming near side. It's a 2-man battle. Pass incomplete. Roger Cray going against Mitchell Tinsley on that particular duel.
Yeah, it's been a duel a couple of times today. Cray's actually played pretty well against his former mates.
22 seconds to play in the half. 2nd and 10, Western Kentucky from the Old Dominion 31.
Problem is, it's the scheme that beats you more than anything else.
And execution.
And the execution by the quarterback.
4 wide receivers. They bring Cofield in motion on the near side. Zappy pressured, stops and starts, gets away from the rush, flings it to the far side, pass incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 10 coming up with 16 seconds to play.
Good pressure that time, but again, Zappy's not helpless if he's running back there.
Well, he can feel the rush really well, and he starts making his subtle movements and he keeps his head up looking downfield.
Yeah.
3rd down and 10. Big play for the Monarch defense with 16 seconds to go in the half. They trail 27-3. Bailey Zappy, everything, and then some in the first half with 4 touchdown passes. Barks some instructions to his offensive line. 2 wide receivers deployed to each side. Straight drop back. Looking far side. Pumps once. Over the middle. Has a man. Pass. Caught. Stearns. 5-yard line. First down for Western Kentucky. 1st and goal with 9 seconds to go. Clock stops. Tick, 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 tick. No, it doesn't start quite yet. Now it goes 7, 6. Almost a fumble. Zappy says go, go, go. And it's knocked down by Jared Young. And let's see what's going on here. Has to be procedure against Western Kentucky. I think they snapped it before they were set.
Zappy trying the old Dan Marino fake spike there.
I remember that one. Against the Jets, wasn't it?
Yeah. Jordan Young didn't buy it. He was coming in and knocked it down. Question is, what is the flag? Did somebody jump early or were they not set? Usually that's what happens in that situation. Again, Zappy just is very accurate downfield, and he has the patience to wait for his guys to win on those long routes.
Penalties in this first half. Before this one, 3 for 17 for Western Kentucky, 5 for 41 for Old Dominion. Again, the star of our show is Kevin Vickhair.
Goes by the defense. Offside. Then the neutral zone at the snap. We need a substitution. Those are the other players on the field at the snap. That penalty is declined. They accept offside, pass the distance to the goal. First down.
Didn't think everybody on the Hilltoppers was set, but the penalty goes against Old Dominion. 2 seconds on the clock, and here comes a field goal attempt from Braden Narveson.
That's about the same spot that they just shanked the extra point from, though.
He's also kicked one wide on a 43-yard field goal attempt. He's been the only downside thus far, the kicking game. This one goes through, however, and that'll bring us to the end of the first half. The kick is good, and the Hilltoppers will go into their locker room with a 30-3 halftime lead. All Hilltoppers on homecoming Saturday. Halftime festivities coming up from Cornblau Field at SB Ballard Stadium. Back in Norfolk, Virginia, the clouds are starting to build. They say rain is 30 to 45 minutes away. It's been raining, as Andy said, in the first half. Touchdowns for Western Kentucky. Hilltoppers begin the third quarter with a 33 lead over Old Dominion. Zappy, is he cooking with gas? 4 touchdowns, 330 yards. You say, how can he get to 440 every game? Rinse and repeat. Jarrett Stearns, 8 catches and a touchdown. Just really good offense and really good execution. And the Monarchs haven't been able to say the same about their efforts on both sides of the ball. They will get the ball, though, to start this third quarter. It'll be another touchback for Corey Munson, and that means Hayden Wolf and the Monarch offense will come back out. And Andy, what do you think Ricky Ronnie was telling his troops in the half?
Well, they've been a second half team all year. I mean, this is a tall order, but I mean, they came down back from 28 against Buffalo earlier and almost won that one. They just got to finish drives. It seems like the offense is able to move the ball until they get into the plus 40, plus 30 range, and then they throw an interception. They've had a fumble. They've had a couple of drops and penalties in there, 2 sacks in that same area of the field.
Hayden Wolf, 11 for 21 in the first half. He begins this third quarter with a handoff to Blake Watson, and he gets out to maybe the 28-yard line. Again, the stout play of the interior line of that WKU defense, and Darvin is shaken up on the play, it looks like. Jeremy Darvin's been a huge factor in the first half here.
He's just been swallowing this Monarch running game for the most part. They did start to get it going a little bit towards the end of that second quarter.
Good to see Darvin up and moving off the field under his own power. It'll be 2nd down and 6 for Old Dominion from the 29-yard line. 4 yards for Blake Watson on that first carry. Good to see Jordan Bly back on the lineup. He wears number 1 for Old Dominion at wide receivers, missed last couple of weeks. Of course, the son of Dre Bly. And here we go, 2nd and 6 for Old Dominion. Wolf, play action pass, caught there by Ollie Jennings for a first down out at the 43, and they've sung that song before, but as Andy's brought up, you get into the middle of the field and sort of the plus 5 or 10 zone, that's when the Monarchs run into trouble.
They've sung that song about 8 times for almost 150 yards now.
And here we go. This time, a handoff. And Watson finds his way into WKU territory at the 47. Blake Watson picking and choosing his way through door number 2, and it's a first down for ODU.
Well, if you're wondering, if you haven't seen the Monarchs a lot, you're wondering, well, why did they make the change if it's not been all that effective? Hayden Wolf still has 175 yards passing right now. The Monarchs have averaged 166 yards passing for the game all season long till now. So that part has definitely gone up.
From the 47-yard line, 2 wide receivers to each side. Fonte Anthony, the tight end on the near side for Old Dominion. And the ball off to Watson. Watson into the hole, first met there by Brathwaite. Gets past that attempted tackle, and guess what? A flag's on the field.
Ronnie is standing there with his hands out. He can't believe whatever the call is or what he thinks the call is.
6 penalties for the Monarchs in the first half. for 44 yards.
Now, they came in averaging about 65 yards a game in penalties. Hilltoppers 60.
Offense, 5-yard penalty.
Procedure penalty against the Monarchs. And again, these are paper cut type penalties, but they just make the degree of difficulty on any Old Dominion offensive drive more difficult. And it's just when your offense is struggling.
You go from 2nd and 6 to
first and 15.
But on the bright side, it gets them out of that plus 40-yard range. So that, if they can find a way to skip that whole area of the field.
From their own 48-yard line, Monarchs moving from left to right. White helmets, blue jerseys, blue pants. Down 30-3 to start this second half. Again, the handoff. Watson comes off right guard and gets down to the 46-yard line.
Doing a good job of finding the creases in there.
6 yards on the play.
Good vision on those plays to go from the no to the yes. 2nd down and 9 now as they try and battle back from a first down penalty. High snap, but Wolf gathers it and gets it to Watson, and Watson rolls off the pile, keeps his feet, dives inside the 40 to the 38. About a yard short, maybe a yard and a half short of that first down.
Watson's getting close to 100 yards on the day. As we talked about how well they've played against the rush, they're actually starting to rack some up now. A Hilltopper down.
Official timeout for this.
Official timeout.
Yeah, it's the safety. That's Kincaid.
And we're going to take a timeout as well. 12:58 to play in our third quarter. Monarchs driving, but they trail West today. Andy, second half adjustments for this Monarch team other than don't mess up on offense when you get the ball inside the 40. Here's a handoff to Elijah Davis, and he should have enough for the first down.
I think he just got it. Hold on. Hey, we don't need more of that now.
They're saying move the chains. Give me your adjustments.
There's more pushing and shoving going on.
Don't you worry about that. How about the adjustments?
Well, if you're Old Dominion, you just put your head in the sand and don't worry about the scoreboard. Just execute your play, run your job, and do what you can do. If you really want to try to come back in this, you're going to have to score points, but you're also going to have to get some turnovers, which is something that Western kind of does.
But hasn't yet. Monarchs have turned the ball over twice. Interception and a sack fumble. But now the ODU offense on the field from the WKU 36-yard line. Hayden Wolf back to throw. Looping it toward Kuntz. Kuntz makes the catch and gets crunched. Crunched out of bounds by Miguel Edwards, but not before he gets another first down.
That is a great throw. Just an out and up route down the sidelines, and he fit that in there between the corner and the safety. And that's the first time you will ever hear a 5'11", 175-pound corner crunch a 6'8", 250-pound tight end.
Quick handoff to Davis, who gets away from the first tackler, but not the second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. Short gain, if any, on that first down play. It's getting darker around here, folks. I'm not sure if we can get a shot of the front moving through.
That's a great throw. In between the linebacker and the corner, they run cover 3 quite often here at Western Kentucky because those corners are back.
Hayden Wolf for the second down. And just over 10 yards to play. Monarchs in the red zone, looking for their first touchdown of the afternoon, trailing Western Kentucky 30-3. Blitz is on. Down goes Wolf. Coming in unabated, Will Ignat comes in with the sack, and Wolf couldn't evade him. 5th sack of the day for WKU.
Yeah, right up the middle, right through the A-gap, and nobody picked him up. But sometimes you just got to, if you're the quarterback and you see that coming,
chuck it.
You either chuck it, or in that case, you're kind of okay with eating it because you don't want to chuck it into another interception, which is the last thing you need now.
3rd and 18. They need to get to the 8-yard line. Line of scrimmage is the WKU 25. Snap to Wolf. Wolf looking far side. Pass complete to Kuntz at the 21. Quickly knocked out of bounds. It'll be 4th and about 12. Make it 4th and 13, and they'll send Nick Rice out. You love the arm strength from Hayden Wolf. But again, a key play can send a drive into oblivion.
Well, the thing is, though, this is also an adjustment for your offensive line. You've been used to having a guy behind them that can erase some mistakes of theirs. Now you got to be extra cautious. You got to put extra protection on him because he can't make those guys miss.
38-yard field goal attempt for Nick Wright. Rice from the far hash mark, kicking toward the Atlantic Bay Football Complex, and that field goal is good. Second field goal of the day, and Nick Rice has provided the Monarchs with all of their points. So they start the third quarter, get the ball and some points. They still trail Western Kentucky. It's a kickoff for the Monarchs.
Whoa, look at there.
Kick for the Monarchs.
And the wind is starting to howl. There you have a look. It's what's coming toward us here in Norfolk, Virginia on October Saturday. Seuss puts that one through the end zone. The wind will be at the back of the Monarchs for the remainder of this quarter. 10:37 to play. So Bailey Zappi will be throwing into the wind, and it's starting to blow stuff around here.
It's picking up. That wind is picking up a lot in front of this front. And if it comes through and it starts raining, that's going to make a passing attack that much more difficult to get running.
Which makes a 30-6 lead a nice thing if you're rooting for WKU. 1st and 10 for the Hilltoppers from their own 25-yard line. Zappi a solid first half, over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. Here the delay handoff up the middle out to the 30-yard line. 5-yard gain for Kai Robichaud.
And they're not pounding it on the ground or gashing anybody for sure, but it's been effective when they run it.
People are starting to head to the concourses here, or maybe they're saying, 30-3, it's homecoming. We might have to do our next.
Well, they're looking at the clouds.
Activity.
We just saw is what they're doing.
2nd down and 5 for Zappi. Zappi throw, pass, caught. Stearns across the 40 for a first down, and another flag comes in late out to 42. And again, Ricky Ronnie holds the arms out like, what's going on here? And it looks like it's going to be another face mask. Thrown from across the field, that flag. Well, needless to say, you had a little thunder in there and ominous sounding, and
wind, I think.
Another major penalty against Old Dominion will put the Hilltoppers into Monarch territory at the 42.
I think I saw Helen Hunt get blowing across the field.
Oh, my. First down for Zappi. Hand the ball off. This is Cofield on the far side, weaving his way for a first down, 10-yard gain at the 31-yard line.
Even when they don't throw it, they're pretty good. That's the first time Cofield, we've called his name, I think, and he's their leading rusher coming into this.
A lot of weapons for the Hilltoppers and third-year coach Tyson Helton. 15-15 overall. Looking like they're going to snap a 4-game losing streak here today. Cofield once again off right tackle, cuts it back, has some room in the middle of the field, inside the 15, down at the 10-yard line. It'll be another first down for Western Kentucky.
I don't know if Cofield had some disciplinary action, maybe internally or something, because I don't think he touched the ball in the first half, but doesn't look like he's injured, that's for sure.
He was in the first.
Was he in the first?
Yeah, he played in the first.
Maybe he just woke up in the second half. They gave him some coffee at halftime or something. They said, hey, we're going to actually run the ball more now.
Clock turning now as the Hilltoppers move into this cold front that's moving toward them, acting as a 12th defender for Old Dominion. Zappi, play action pass, dumps it off, pass complete. This is Stearns at the 5, inside the 5, out at the 3. You talk about these offensive concepts. You get it to the athlete. You have other guys knowing he's going to make the catch and just lead him to wherever they can go. And just it's a really tough thing to defend because you've got to blast through there if you're a defensive back. And if you get too aggressive, you're cooked.
It's very technical, and the best way to stop it is to give them no space, to get really tight up on them. And if you do that, then you risk getting burned. Got a fullback in there. Look at that.
2nd down and 3. Hand the ball off. Robichaud keeping the legs moving, and here's the pile and the scrum, and the officials say not in yet.
Short. Barely, but short.
And the band plays on with a third. They'll call it a first down.
No, yes, first down.
First down from the half-yard line as the band plays on.
starting to come down a little bit.
Here in Norfolk, you see the wind. I think we're starting to see a little rain here.
There's the rain.
Hopefully we don't see any electricity in this particular storm. Zappi tries to get in himself with the quarterback sneak.
I don't think he got it.
No sign from the official. It'll be second down and goal.
Quarterback on the keeper. Short.
Zappi does have one rushing touchdown on the season.
Wrappers flying from left to right. The back of the Monarch defenders. 7:32 to play in our third quarter. 30-6. Western Kentucky leads Old Dominion. Hilltoppers knocking on the doorstep for more. Cofield takes it himself, runs into the middle of that line, and I'm not sure if he got in. It'll be third down and goal. Gotta love the spunk from this Monarch defense, despite the score on the board.
That's 3 straight drives up the middle that have not gotten into the end zone. One of them did pick up first, but
third down. I lost a quarter of a yard or so. Ball's on the far hash. Western Kentucky with those silver helmets, white jerseys, red pants, moving toward the goal to our left in front of the band. And what students are left?
Personnel, still no receivers.
And here we go, play action pass. Zappi has a man in the back of the end zone. Pass is intercepted. Intercepted in the end zone. Monarchs come up with their first turnover of the game. It's Artarian Johnson with his second pick in as many weeks.
You knew they were going to try that. You had to know they were going to try to, after getting stoned 3 times in a row, you had to know they were going to try some play action and leak it out to the tight end. And Johnson, the safety, is just in man coverage, makes the play on the ball. Knew that that's where they were going. Just enough space for Zappi to try it, and Johnson drove all over it.
Zappi's 4th interception of the year. First here this afternoon. Again, little things you can build on. A first and goal from the 1. Stop them twice with the run. And the interception on third down. Got to take the good when you can get it. Here's Hayden Wolf handing the ball off. Picking his way is Blake Watson out to the 24-yard line. Second down from there. 6.5 to play in the third.
So that is, the wind is dying down a little bit as his front sort of starts to make its way through, but it's at your back right now. So if you're going to try to pass it and kick it deep or have any kind of kicking game, you got to do it now.
Second down and 5. Wolf, a low throw. Jennings grabs it off the top of the turf, and because of the inaccuracy of that throw, it'll be a short loss on the play back to the 23.
And that right there is an example of why Zappi is so good. Because you're watching him and you go, how does he get all these yards? He can't be that good. He's throwing all these short passes. If you're not accurate on the short pass, you lose yardage, like we just saw.
Third down and 7 for Old Dominion. Need to get out to the 30. This third quarter drive. Their first drive of this half went for a Nick Rice field goal, but they still trail 30-6. Wolf, far side, deflected. Getting a piece of that one was Michael Pitts, dropping back from his defensive end position, and third down comes up.
I think everybody on that Western Kentucky sideline knew that ball was going to Zach Kuntz. They dropped right back onto that hook route, those hook zones, and he tried to fit it in there anyway.
So here we go with Ethan Dwayne.
2 returners back for Western Kentucky.
See if he can get one into the jet stream here. 3 punts for a 38.7-yard average.
Western's kind of in a punt-safe look. Even as deep as they are, they know what the score is.
So wind beneath his wings. Dwayne, an end-over-end kick. That's going to be caught at the 33-yard line. Coming near side, has some room on this side. Plenty of green grass in front of him. To the 35. All the way, needs one block, gets one block, and he falls down at the 3-yard line. Oh, D'Angelo Wilson, the wide receiver, had touchdown written all over that, but tripped over the 5 and goes down at the 3.
Well, they had a pretty good return set, and they ran right into it. Some very good blocking and some guys out in front of him. And like he said, the turf monster grabbed him.
Wilson on the return.
Wilson all the way inside the 5. A wonderful punt return.
And no flags on it either.
45-yard punt.
You get that much blocking like that, sometimes there's a flag reason for that blocking, but not this time.
5:13 to go in the third. So an interception by Arterian Johnson stopped the last first and goal from the one drive for Western Kentucky, but now Zappe and company. Zappe's already on the near side as they go Wildcat here.
Now watch for a little throwback here if they do anything tricky with the...
Robichaux will accept the snap and drop the snap and fumble the snap and goes down at the 18-yard line.
Well, that's one of the dangers of Wildcat, I guess.
You know, all fun and games.
They've not the first time they've done that. They've run some trickeration plays out of there before. They've run Dustin. They ran a double reverse throwback against the UTSA last week that worked pretty well for them.
2nd and 18 now. As for this play, I'm going to ask James to give me a weather report and if it's raining or not, because when it just starts raining, that's when things get slippery, including perhaps your gloves if you're Kai Robichaux. 2nd and goal from the 18. Zappe has Cofield to his right. Bailey back to throw, steps up in the pocket, steps up, looks over, slings, almost picked off again by Arterian Johnson. James, give me a weather update. Is it wet?
It is just now starting to rain, guys, and it's just as you came down to me, it's starting to pick up a little bit more. This is the hardest it's rained so far.
All right, thank you. And again, like on the roads, Andy, when they first get a little bit of moisture on them, they're slipperier. I think that might have happened to Robichaux.
That's when it gets really slick, is because it's got oils on the ball. They get really slick when it gets a little bit wet.
3rd and goal from the 18. 3 wide receivers to the far side for Western Kentucky, leading 30-6 with 4:25 to play in the third. Dark skies surround Cornblau Field at SB Ballard Stadium in Norfolk. They'll hand it off to Cofield. Cofield takes it to the far side. He gets inside the 15 down to the 13-yard line. It'll be 4th and goal from there, and that means a field goal try for Braden Narveson.
I think a lot of the Old Dominion sideline wanted a hold there. So to be honest, if they did get the hold, I'm not sure they would have taken it, because he did stop him and force the kick.
Clock turning, under 3 minutes to play in the third. Narveson will try a 31-yard field goal from the right hash. Kicked his first attempt wide, has also missed an extra point today. Ball is down, and the kick from Narveson is good, and he adds to the Western Kentucky lead. 3:43 to play in our third quarter. The rain is coming, and the rain has been coming from WKU's offense. Hilltoppers lead the Monarchs in Norfolk 33-6. If you're considering highest quality, authentic Italian food to your door or your table since 1993, visit whynotitalian.com. After the field goal, kicking into the wind here will be the touchback maker, Corey Munson, sophomore from Warner Robins, Georgia. See if Lamarian James or Darius Savage can get a return out of this one. It's a high short kick, and it's going to come to Savage at the 16-yard line. Darius Savage spins and goes down at the 20. It's good special teams play right there. Hustling down the field to make that play for WKU. Kendrick Simpkins.
That's a really short kick, but it had a lot of hang time on it. It's almost like a punt.
Monarchs 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
Well, 33-6, Andy. 3:40 to play in the third. See the fans coming with the ponchos and those things that have been folded up in their clear plastic bag for a year and a half. They finally pull them out of there. And Hayden Wolf will bring the Monarchs to his own 21-yard line with a first down. Back to throw, not easy with the slippery ball. Goes to Kuntz, he makes the catch at midfield, and a touchdown saving tackle made deep in the secondary by Will Ignat.
That's another great throw. So that's what you get with Wolf. You get some great downfield throws, but you get hanging in the pocket, you take some extra hits, you get some sacks and fumbles, but that's the other side of it.
It's a nice catch from Kuntz as well. Had to extend to do that. It's from the 45-yard line of WKU. First down, Old Dominion. Hand the ball off. This is Watson getting very little yardage. Again, we have talked about the defensive line efforts for Western Kentucky all evening long. Came in, giving up over 200 yards rushing a game, but thanks in part to Darius Shipp, it's been more aircraft carrier-like, and they haven't given up much at all.
That's a great throw to Kuntz because he took a hit at the end of that, too. He stood in there and took the hit.
Second down and 7 for Old Dominion from the western 37-yard line. Watson in motion. Wolf over the middle. It's Kuntz again in traffic, making the catch at the 32-yard line. Keeps plowing forward. It'll be third down and about a yard and a half. And those are some tough in-traffic catches for Zach Kuntz. The transfer from Penn State came in this day, the third leading tight end receiver in the country.
This is 4 downs all day here, though.
Third down. Don't need to take a loss on this one. This is where the sack machines have come. Wolf to Jennings. Jennings with a first down near side, dives to the 27-yard line. That'll move the chains. 2:22 to play in our third quarter. 33-6. Western Kentucky leads Old Dominion.
This has sort of been the Bermuda Triangle for this offense all day.
Well, it's looking like the Bermuda Triangle upstairs here with dark clouds ringing the stadium here. Oh, that was the lion roaring. Not
that was a fake lion.
Wasn't Mother Nature. First and 10 for Old Dominion.
I mean, I suppose it could have been a real lion when they recorded it, but I mean,
imagine being the guy that has to record that. Yeah, go get me a lion sound effect. Yeah, I'll be back Tuesday. Here's Wolf back to throw. Steps up in the pocket, guns the ball, almost picked off. Didn't have enough on that, and Brathwaite was thinking pick. Excuse me, that's Kincaid. It's already got one.
Looks like there might be a holding call to bring it back anyway.
Number 79, offense. Single 22 from the previous spot. Repeat, first down.
Sounds like our referee's talking with a pillow on his face, but the bottom line is another penalty against Old Dominion.
Well, that's one he probably should have just kept. I know he's not a running guy, but he had a lot of space in front of him. Even if you get 3 or 4, take it. Get where you can get and get down. Even Brady takes off every once in a while.
From the 37, first and 20 for Hayden Wolf. Empty backfield as he looks over his right shoulder toward the Monarchs for the signal. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 2 to the near. See if they can turn something around here. Near side pass caught, Jennings out of bounds.
He slipped coming out of that break and still made that catch.
Jennings' his best game as a collegian. Makes a catch. Edwards gets him out of bounds.
That's 11 catches for Jennings today.
Got 10 back for that holding call. Now it's second and 10 from the 27-yard line. Wolf comes up, has a word with his offensive line, has Blake Watson standing to his right. And he's going to fake the ball to Watson. Then he's going to run into some trouble. And then he's going to run it himself. Flags flying all over the place. And he's down at the 26-yard line. Here's another thing as we talk about the transition that Old Dominion's going through from DJ Mack to Hayden Wolf, back who's making his first start here today. You realize your guy's not going to be a running guy. So maybe you try and hold your blocks a little longer. Therefore, hold your holds maybe a little bit more often.
And this is going to be another holding call.
Sounds like the soundtrack to Indigestion, but I guess that's another call against Old Dominion.
There it is, right in the middle. See the jersey pull.
Yep. This defensive line has caused problems for Old Dominion here today.
Yeah, that's one thing, because, I mean, a mobile guy back there and quarterback is going to erase some mistakes from an offensive line. If you know your guy can't do it, you just got to hold up one more beat.
Second and 20 now. Holding call, 10-yard pass, holding call. That's been this sequence for Hayden Wolf and the Monarchs with 1:07 to play in the third quarter. Davis picks up the blitzer. Wolf is completing the pass to Ollie Jennings, who stops and starts and gets near the 27-yard line before he's pushed back. It'll be 3rd and 10 coming up.
Another one to Jennings. He's got now 12 catches. He can be close to 160-plus yards.
3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Monarchs need to get to the Hilltopper 17 to keep the drive going. And as Andy mentioned before, it's 4-down territory. When you're down 33-6, final 30 seconds of the quarter, the third quarter, you're going to be going. Kuntz in motion. Hand off to Elijah Davis, straight up the middle, inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. It'll be 4th down and about 2.
That's why you can run it there, because you know it's 4-down territory.
Yep. Monarchs in overtime at Marshall needing a touchdown to tie the Thundering Herd in Huntington, ran it 6 straight times, had a 4th down and 7, and ended up with an uncatchable pass, and that's how they lost to Marshall by a count of 20-13. Here, through 3 quarters, they trail Western Kentucky 33-6, and we're back to Norfolk. Stormy Norfolk. Lots of fans have made their way to Shelter or their next homecoming event. Perhaps not in that order, as the Monarchs face a 4th and 2 from the 19. Wolf hands it off to Elijah Davis. Straight up the middle. Elijah Davis. Touchdown, Old Dominion. Davis up the gut for 6.
He just waited for that whole inside zone rush. Reed, he just waited and then found the outside. And then once he got through that first level, there's nothing in front of him but the end zone.
First touchdown of the day for Old Dominion. Comes with 14:55 to play, and it gets them a little closer, 33-12 now. And keep in mind, stranger things have happened, so I'm not saying anything.
I never know if it really starts coming down in the rain, but they're going to have a lot more stuff go right for Old Dominion.
Nick Rice on for the extra points, and he puts it through, and it's a 33-13 game. Monarchs are off next week with their bye. They'll next be in action on October the 30th, 2 weeks from today, against Louisiana Tech here at Cornblau Field at SB Ballard Stadium. The Hilltoppers continue their 2-game road trip in Miami, where they'll take on the Panthers of FIU next Saturday, a 7 o'clock Eastern time start.
It's not thunder. That's wind blowing through the referee's mic.
Thank you.
I think they're trying to get him a different mic.
Well, that would be a good idea.
Yeah, that first one did not sound healthy.
Dominic Seuss will kick it off. He's the junior from Budapest, Hungary, the left footer. Kicking it toward Davis. And this one will come down and grabbed by 6 by the up back, Cofield, across the 20 to the 21. Check it, it's not Cofield, Andy. I'm sorry, that's Jakari Moses.
Kicks going that direction are not going to go very far right now.
Well, the interesting thing also, and with the short kick, et cetera, he still only got to the 20-yard line. You understand why guys either let it go into the end zone or take the fair catch, because it's hard to get the ball to the 25, even in the pros. So Bailey Zappi and the Hilltoppers will begin this first drive of the 4th quarter from their own 21-yard line, leading Old Dominion 33-13. It was 30-3 at halftime. And here's Cofield, and he gets bottled up after a short gain. 2nd down coming up.
Defense for Old Dominion has played relatively well here in the 3rd quarter. Now you don't know what the story is for Western Kentucky if they've taken the foot off the gas a little bit. I don't know that they know how to do that very much, but even a little bit. But they've only gotten 3.
I would think psychologically when you see the weather coming in, it's like, let's get out of town time. And so you want to see that clock continue to churn. It says 14-15 right now. Zappi claps the hands on a 2nd down and 7 play, and Cofield makes a couple of guys miss and goes the other way, and just lost his footing. He might have been still running.
Yeah, that was very close. He made a couple of great cuts back there. Looked like they had that one bottled up, and then he just a couple of quick jump cuts, and he's almost away.
3rd down and 3. Again, the wind at the backs of the Hilltoppers this 4th quarter. Zappi needs to get it to the 31 to keep the drive going. Don't think this is 4-down territory for the Tops. Corley comes in a little closer. Zappi rolling near side. Nobody to throw it to. Pushing off is Thomas, and that's incomplete. It'll be 4th down.
Yeah, there's only one receiver to that side of the field, so he'll got to try to do something to come back and help his quarterback out.
And he was covered nicely on the play. 4th down.
So that's a hold for Old Dominion's defense. Now hold on. He may take this to the other side of the
We're talking orbit. They've got a moon exhibit on campus here today. This might make its way to the moon and back. Haggerty one punt today for 67 yards. He's got the wind at his back. Isaiah Page stands on his 17-yard line.
Hey, that's a go. It may clear the building.
Rolls to the near side, gets underneath this, a spiral that won't turn over. Page comes up and makes the catch at the 21-yard line, comes to the near side. Oh, that's a nice special teams tackle because Page was thinking to be a little bit more dangerous. Shaw on the special teams tackle. Monarchs football when we return. All Western Kentucky.
This is the time for tailgate. This is the time for football. Old Dominion football. ESPN Radio 94.1.
First down for the Monarchs from their own 21-yard line after the defense came up with another stop. Here's Wolf to Isaiah Page out to the 29.
And they're going to have to hurry. I mean, you played well here in the second half, but it's a 3-score game. You need 3 touchdowns, and you're looking at 13 minutes left on the clock. You're going to have to be in press mode all the way through.
But also you're giving the redshirt freshman quarterback who's making his first start more reps in different situations. See how he can do with the hurry up. You're playing not only for this fourth quarter, but also next week, the week after that, and the week after that. Handoff. Watson up the middle has a first down for Old Dominion at the 34.
That, of course, doesn't mean you abandon the running game, especially if you pick up a first down. It'll stop the clock for a little bit.
Well, since one of the biggest problems for Old Dominion this year has been execution, run all kinds of plays, run your offense, and execute, and see what kind of success you can have. First down from the 34.
Well, they've gotten more yards offensively than their average already, and they've still got almost a full quarter left.
12 and a half to play. 33-13. Western leads. Both teams trying to break a 4-game losing streak. That one's in traffic. Should have been picked off. Was not. Pressure applied to Hayden Wolf that time by Will Ignat. Ignat was in there and just wreaked havoc with that play.
Yeah, Ignat came in and Watson stepped up to try to block him. He just sort of got run right over.
Second down and 10. Rain is stopped for the time being. Still breezy here in Norfolk and still the threat of storms. Watson comes in motion. Wolf goes the other way. Pass caught by Kuntz. Kuntz out to the 46-yard line. First down for the Monarchs.
That's 6 catches for Kuntz today.
Gain of play is up for Virginia Lottery. First down.
You're looking for return on the investment. The investment is going with the redshirt freshman Hayden Wolf to see what he can do. Not only for today, but the rest of the season. Wolf back to throw. Guns it over the middle. Pass high. Caught Kuntz. Oh, that's where the 6'8 comes in handy.
Yeah, it is. But he had to put that high because he had to get it over the linebackers. And like you said, he knows he's got a 6'8" tight end out there. Put it up and let the big guy go get it.
And he did just that, and the Monarchs are in Hilltopper territory at the 31-yard line. Ball right in the middle of the field as they head right to left toward the student section here in Norfolk. 11:35 to play.
Hilltopper's showing blitz. Let's see if they stay with it. It's 308 yards now for Wolf.
Wolf, soft touch on that one. That's a lot of pushing and shoving. And there's the flag coming in.
You hear the crowd going crazy. They finally got a pass interference call.
That should go against the Hilltoppers. Just their 4th penalty of the day. Monarchs have 10 for 84.
Pass interference for the 14 defense. 50-yard penalty. 5 automatic.
Sort of tackled them there.
Yeah, Aaron Moore got all kinds of tied up there. With Davion Williams.
Again, you see, if you watch the replay, you see there's hands on Wolf even when he's trying to throw that. But he can take that. He's not a small guy, 6'5" and 219. So if you hit him, I mean, he can bounce off a couple of arm tackles.
First down from the 17 for Old Dominion. This is a team that came back from 35-7 down to Buffalo at the half to make it 35-34. Wolf, pass is caught inside the 10-yard line. Jennings with yet another catch on a career day.
Yeah, he's one catch. He's 13 now. He's one catch away from tying a Monarch record, I believe, for number of receptions in a single game.
Second down and 2 for Old Dominion. Handed the ball off this time to Watson, and Watson's gobbled up. I don't think he made much there. Gets a little closer to that first down.
Problem here is the clock. You got to score 3 times and get 3 stops.
But if you're the Monarch team, again, this is a young team, and I don't think they're thinking about that. I think they're thinking about executing this drive, getting in there, then seeing what happens.
You do have to execute it as quickly as possible. But you got to get 3 scores and 2 stops, I suppose.
Third down. You do the math. I wasn't a geometry major. Here comes 3rd down and a half yard with Watson to the right of Hayden Wolf. Brings Kuntz in motion. Hands the ball off. And Watson stutter steps inside the 1. Leads. Touchdown, Old Dominion.
What a great run. That looked like there was no hole there at all. He just stopped and waited until there was a hole. And then he finished it and dove for the end zone.
Well, it's gotten a little more interesting here, Andy, with 10-17 to go. It's a 33-19 game.
Said they were a second-half team. They quit digging themselves into big holes.
Rice on for the extra point.
It's the 2nd touchdown on the ground for Old Dominion today.
Snap is good, hold is good, and the kick is as well. 10-17 to play. Well. Imagine living without. Ominous skies above, and the Monarchs, while many of the fans have left, the fight in this ODU team, head coach Ricky Ronnies, has not abated as they're battling. And here's a line drive that's fielded at the 25-yard line, and out to the 35 is the up back and tight end.
I suppose that's one way to keep it out of the wind, but that doesn't help your field position.
First time we've called Beljan's name today, maybe the second. Joey Beljan, redshirt sophomore from Frenchtown, New Jersey.
I believe he was the intended target on one of the interceptions, or the interception of the end zone.
So 10-12 to go here, 33-20.
You get a turnover and another score, and this gets real interesting.
Now, keep in mind, Hilltopper fans are thinking, we've seen part of this movie before.
Yeah, exactly.
4 wide receivers for Bailey Zappi. He's back to throw on first down very calmly. Now he races to the far side, squares the shoulders, throws, and that ball is incomplete. Would have been a short gain, if anything. Arterian Johnson checked that 41 on the defense for Old Dominion. And that's Corey Jackson, the defensive end out there.
It seems to me and they've gotten away from their bread and butter. I mean, that's a deep drop, looking to have a deep throw, and the coverage was pretty good, but that's not what they excel at.
Adam Cofield stands to the left of quarterback Bailey Zappi. Trips to the near side. Zappi back to throw. Pocket starts crumbling. Pass on target to Stearns.
That's what they excel at.
That's a solid throw and catch there. Another one from Jareth Stearns, but he's been quiet as of late.
Short of the first down, though. So it's a big 3rd down play coming up.
Quiet as of late, but he's still over 200 yards today, Jareth Stearns, with 11 catches now.
Flag on the field, guys.
All right, flag on the field.
Where is that at?
Go against the Monarchs, automatic first down, move the ball into ODU territory, it looks like, or at least near the midfield stripe. Another penalty against Old Dominion. They'll be their 11th, and they're up near 100 yards in penalties. Mark it at the 45.
It's on the safety, Taj Rael. They got that stacked release. He's trying to get a jam on him and just held too long.
Stearns in motion to the near side. 9:47 to play. Come near side to Stearns. Another catch, his 12th, and he's blasted out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Johnson again. Arterian Johnson's played well in the second half. He's got the Monarch INT, came in the end zone.
Yeah, he read that, but he was given so much cushion from his safety spot, they still picked up a chunk of yardage before he could get up there to make the hit.
Time to throw, time to make the decisions. Can the Monarchs get any pressure on this Texas native, the Victoria Texas native?
Just keep that clock rolling.
Claps the hands. And look, a run. It's Cofield to the far side, and he's diving, be yards short of the first down. We'll go under 9 minutes before they snap another one unless they hurry it up.
They will hurry it up. They want to catch the Monarchs without being able to reset.
Third down and 1 from the 46-yard line. Zappi, far side, has the pass caught. First down. Lunging forward is Daewood Davis.
And yeah, see, that's just too easy. When they get that stacked release out there, you have to respect the crossing routes. And so the little screen, if all you need is 1.5 yards, that's candy right there.
Zappi, 29 for 45 for 355, 4 touchdowns and a pick. 8:48. Turning clock here in Norfolk, 33-20. Western Kentucky leads Old Dominion. They had a 30-3 lead at halftime. They want to seal the deal with this drive right now. Zappi, near side, pass caught by Stearns. Hawkins will bring him down. Ball popped out for a second. Yep.
That's Tajrael. That's the safety. He came up. He knows what the deal is. He's going right after that football.
2nd and 6 for the Hilltoppers from the Old Dominion 37-yard line. Heading toward the 8-minute mark. Zappi with a running back to his left, and they bring a Beljan in motion. Hand the ball off. Squirming his way is Robichaux near the 35-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and about 4 coming up.
Wow, now. If they don't pick this up, then it's a decision. I think you got to kick it.
I think you still go for it.
I think you got to.
You still go for it. 3rd down, they'll call it 5. They need the 31.
Well, yeah, maybe, because even then it would be a 2-possession game at 16 if you kicked it.
If that's the theory that you've got 2 downs here, you might see Cofield, who's standing to the right of Bailey Zappi. Nope, he's going to try and throw for it. Throws to Cofield. Cofield brought down by Henderson. Oh, what a play on 3rd down from the freshman.
Well, we're going to find out right now. If you kick this, it goes up to 16, and that's still 2 possessions. So I'm not sure it does you any good. And we're not seeing a kicker.
4th down, they're going to go under 7 minutes. 33-20, Western Kentucky. Trying to put this one to bed here in Norfolk and break a 4-game losing streak. Monarchs looking for another epic comeback at home. Zappi on 4th down, throw caught. 1st down, Stearns inside the 25. You go to your bread and butter, the guy you trust, and he converts.
Which Stearns was that? That's the younger Stearns.
Josh?
Yeah,
they're both out there right now.
No, both of those catchers were to the younger Stearns, because they rotated coverage into Jarrett Stearns, and then the backside of that double slant was his younger brother, and he was wide open.
And that's going to help him kill some more clock. Again, when you've got a 2-score game, you want to limit the opportunities for the opposition, either by scoring or by burning clock. And they could be doing both on this drive with 6:05 to play. 2nd down and 9 from the Old Dominion 23. 4 wide receivers. Cofield to the left. Zappi dumps it off to Cofield. Almost picked off. Oh, over there on the edge. Amari Morrison was thinking about tiptoeing his way through the tulips the other way.
Yeah, that's one of those cut block plays where they trying to hit the flare route. The entire offensive line goes to cut block, and Morrison was reading it. He just ran out in coverage on the running back. And he almost got that.
3rd down. They need the 14.
Showing pressure.
Zappi dealing with the wind at his back. And a 13-point 4th quarter lead. Claps the hands, has the ball, looking for it all. For Stearns, pass topped away by Johnson. And it's 4th down.
Johnson got the long arm on that. Safety was coming over the top, but it was Johnson who got there.
And it'll be a field goal attempt for Braden Naverson.
Yeah, 4th and 5 is one thing. 4th and 9 is a little different.
It's going to be a 41-yard field goal attempt from the near hash. In the first quarter, going this way from about this point, he hooked it left. Will he be able to reset the driver and put it through?
Wind at his back.
Snap is okay. And the kick, it's going to have the distance. What about the accuracy? The answer is good. So, Braden Narveson The redshirt sophomore from Scottsdale extends the WKU lead. 5:41 to play. It's 36-20. Stormy night here in Norfolk, Virginia. It's Ed Alexander, Andy Michaud, James Witham at Cornblow Field at SB Ballard Stadium. Homecoming Saturday was all Western Kentucky earlier. At halftime, the Hilltoppers led 30-3. Monarchs mounting a small comeback. Now it's 36-20. But after that field goal, and this will be a touchback, Monarchs are starting to run out of time. 5:41 to play.
That's the problem there. It's like a 13, 14-play drive. Score-wise, it doesn't really hurt you if you're Old Dominion because it's still 2 scores. You just got to get extra points, 2-point conversions, but it's still 2-score game. The problem is they ate up about 5 minutes worth of clock on that drive, and so now you got to get 2 scores quickly.
Total yards, Western Kentucky 470. Monarchs have closed the gap. 432 for Old Dominion, including 316 through the air. First time the Monarchs have had over 300 yards passing since Hayden Wolf started in the game in 2019 at Middle Tennessee. Wolf has the snap, back to throw, looking, shuffling the feet, goes to Kuntz, a little bit of a security blanket, makes the catch, and pushed out of bounds on the near side at the 27-yard line. Short gain on that first down play.
Not where he wanted to go originally, but good coverage on the back end there.
Aaron Moore and Isaiah Page on the far side for Old Dominion, Kuntz and Jennings to the near side. 2nd and 8 for Old Dominion. Clock's turning, 5:16 to play. Wolf once again with the blitz coming. It's picked up. He goes to Jennings, and the pass is incomplete.
Is there going to be another holding call?
Edwards defending Jennings. They've been going at each other all day. Monarchs, if you're wondering, 11 penalties, 89 yards. Here's the call.
Personal foul. Stop block. 79-12. Offense.
Call that against the Monarchs. And offensive lineman Leroy Thomas, redshirt sophomore from Stafford.
It's the chop block, so what they're calling here, it looked like the running back, Elijah Davis, went low to cut the legs out of the linebacker, and you cannot be in contact with anybody else when you do that. And if he had already contacted a lineman in any way, and then Davis goes to cut his legs out, that's when you get that chop block call.
Freshening breezes in our microphones. The rain has stopped for now, but still a breezy night, and this temperature is starting to plummet as well. And it's a 2nd down and 22 for Hayden Wolf and the Monarchs. Steps up in the pocket, throws the ball, pass is complete at the 20, popped right there is Aaron Moore. Doing the popping was Ignat.
But that's, throwing underneath, it's taking what they give you, but you hit him in stride, and he gets a little bit of yak yardage here.
Under 5 minutes to play. Score holds. Monarchs will go to 1-6 and 0-3 in the league. The Hilltoppers go to 2-4, 1-1 in Conference USA play. There's a pass.
Oh, that one was dropped.
Dropped by Jennings. Wouldn't have been enough for a first down with Edwards right on the case, and it's 4th down.
It would have been a much easier 4th down conversion than he did.
You're absolutely right.
That's the first one that Jennings has dropped. I think that's maybe the 4th drop of the game.
So 4th and 12. This is a cosmetic risk here. With 4:37 to go, you're going to go for it on 4th and 12 from your own 23-yard line.
It's not really an option, though.
Well, you could kick it.
You won't get it back.
Wolf loading up, going deep, pass for Moore, incomplete. Kincaid on the defense.
That's not a bad throw there. It's just good coverage. They knew where you had to go with it, but good throw, good coverage.
36-20, WKU ball when we...
Hard work? Sure. Guesswork? No thank you. Because when you're on a mission, you want to get it right the first time. That's where the Home Depot comes in, with an app to rent and reserve the right tools with just a tap. With convenient image search options, and with the ability to see how something looks in your space before you even buy it. It's how the Home Depot takes the guesswork out of the hard work. The Home Depot app. How doers get more done.
Well, it's got to be the Totino's Pizza Rolls, Mark. That's right. Hot, poppable, simply unstoppable. Oh! Can he? Will he? It's Totino's or game over. Buy Totino's to get bonus My Team in-game content.
CoversMe.com. Bailey Zappi, our player of the game, and why not? He averages over 400 yards passing a game here. He hands off to Adam Cofield, who gets it down to about the 16-yard line, and the numbers for Bailey Zappi: 36 for 53, 380 yards, 4 touchdowns, and an interception. I would think, Andy Michaud, they'd keep the ball on the ground here if they can keep churning out yards to seal this deal. 4:05 to play.
Keep that clock moving. The rain has started, by the way. But believe it or not, 380 yards is under his
the lowest average. That's the crazy thing about it. It's going to be another free play, it looks like, if they whistle the Monarchs, and they're going to. Zappi goes near corner. Pass is going to be caught for a touchdown. Holy smokes, Dakota Thomas with a great grab in traffic. Flags flying all over the place. That's going to stand on both ends, and it's going to be a 42-20 game in the next instant.
Well, that's going to be a pass interference in the end zone. It didn't matter because he caught it anyway. The question is, well, there's 3 flags, actually. There's one in the offensive backfield.
Well, if you're Old Dominion, you hope 1 for 3, and one of them goes against WKU. But again, a contested catch there. Look at this catch. Thomas is just grabbing. Hawkins is all over him, and he still comes up with the football.
I mean, if you're going to tackle him, you got to do a better job of tackling him than that. Let's see what's going on here.
There are 3 fouls on the play by the defense.
All on the defense.
The result of the play is a touchdown. Pass interference. Defense. That penalty is declined. Offside. Number 99. Number 9. Defense. That penalty is declined. Personal foul. Roughing the passer. Number 9. Defense. That 50-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff. We'll proceed to the trial.
Anything else?
I'm not sure they can have another penalty on the defense after that.
No, that was a series of unfortunate events if you're rooting for the Monarchs. 3:51 to play, 42-20.
Just
Western Kentucky.
I mean, they're already over 100 yards in penalties, and if you want to look for a difference in this one, that's a pretty good place to start.
Monarchs have turned it over twice. The Hilltoppers once. The kick is up here, and good. And it'll be a 43-20 game, and with the wind beneath his wings, Corey Munson's going to get the benefit of that penalty yardage as well, and he might punt this one into Tuano. So what do you think of Hayden Wolf so far in his first start, Andy? 26 for 40, 327 yards, and an interception. Meanwhile, there's a super catch by Thomas.
That was a great catch.
And throw.
I mean, they're grabbing each other all the way down the field. These refs, man, if you still got your wallet at the end of the play, they're not calling a pass interference, that's for sure.
So what about Wolf?
Well, I mean, some good things and some bad things, but if you're really looking for it, the reason they had to make the switch is because they had nothing going on the air all year long. They were 14th in the conference, averaging 166 yards a game passing.
Fun fact, there are 14 teams in the league, but go ahead.
So, I mean, you can run it all you want, but if you can't do better than that, you're going to have a hard time winning. So in that respect, he's got 327 yards. He's doubled their average. So you'll take that. Now, the interception and the fumble is not great. They see the rain coming down now. But, I mean, he did what you wanted him to do. He passed the ball effectively, and they moved the football.
And this one will go through the end zone. And the Monarchs will start this drive from the 25-yard line, 3:51 to go.
So in that case, he did what you wanted him to do, so that's a plus. Now, he can't do anything about all the holding calls that have been called on the Monarchs or the sacks he's taken, because that's going to happen. You got to expect him to take a few sacks because he's not a super mobile guy. But I think moving forward, they got to be a little pleased with what they saw out of him today, because this passing game woke up, and it didn't crush the rushing game either, because they're still over 100 yards rushing. They got 116, so that was really coming down.
Western Kentucky came in with 5 sacks on the season. They've got 5 sacks tonight against Old Dominion. And here's Elijah Davis taking the ball up the middle for a couple of yards.
Blake Watson, the ball carrier.
And it's pouring in Norfolk, Virginia.
Yeah, had this come through say 20, 30 minutes earlier, they got real interesting.
Second down and long 7 for the Monarchs from the near hash mark as they move right to left, send Watson in motion to the far side. Wolf looking at one target, and that ball is almost, and it is intercepted by Ignat. Into traffic there, 2 Hilltoppers, 1 Monarch, and the math didn't work out for Old Dominion for their 3rd turnover.
That may have been miscommunication there because Kuntz went inside, he threw outside, and Jennings was already outside. That looked more like miscommunication than a whole lot else.
Again, the tip drill. They got a touchdown off a tip drill earlier, and Ignat really staying with it. Jennings makes the tackle, but
Malone almost got his first interception of the season.
The rain coming on down.
First and 10 at the Old Dominion 31-yard line.
New quarterback in for the Hilltoppers, Drew Azabi, and he hands the ball off, and it's a 9-yard gain on first down. We'll go under 3 minutes before the next snap on a second down. Mark him back at the 19-yard line.
If you're the Hilltoppers, your offense has done pretty much what they've done, a little bit under their average, actually. But your defense played a lot better today than they have in any other game since then. Now, they still gave up a lot of yards through the air, but they got a couple of interceptions, and they didn't break.
Jakari Moses in the backfield, along with Zabi.
Hilltopper fans are going to be feeling pretty good moving forward because they finally got a win, broke the losing streak.
And look at Jakari move inside the 20.
And the defense is showing signs of life.
First down for WKU. Clock's turning, 2:25 to go. So Bailey Zappi's night's done, 37 for 54, 397 yards, 5 touchdowns, and an interception. Solid day's work. Western Kentucky will go to 2-4 on the season. Monarchs will drop to 1-6 with a bye week coming up. WKU goes to FIU in Miami next Saturday night. First down, again the carry, going east and west and ripped down to the turf right there by Jordan Young.
It's just crazy to think. Zappi 397 yards, and that's almost 60 yards below his average.
Rushing-wise, though, Hilltoppers over 100 yards. Came in averaging 92 a game. Again, you go on the road, you never know what you're going to run into. But WKU took control early, led 30-3 at the half, and are putting this baby to bed, 43-20 with 80 seconds to play. Second down and 11. Another handoff. Moses through the middle, keeps the legs churning, gets down to the maybe 16-yard line. Doesn't look like anybody's going to be calling timeout anytime soon. And so one more play or so. And this homecoming Saturday, football-wise, can come to a close for Old Dominion. Again, the Monarchs have a bye week next week, get a little healthier, and get ready for a Louisiana Tech Bulldog team that'll come into Cornblau Field at SB Ballard Stadium 2 weeks from today.
And if you're the Monarchs, you look down and you did better on offense. The offense, which has been struggling.
You're in a transition. You're in transition, not only this week, but this year.
You've shown improvement on offense. Now, you can't, it doesn't matter who you're playing, but especially a really good team, a really good offense like Western Kentucky, you cannot have 118 yards and penalties and 3 turnovers and beat anybody. But you move the ball better than you had all year. So, I mean, those are some things that you can fix. And the bye week is going to help them do that. But they're showing improvement.
But as we've talked about throughout this 2021 season with Old Dominion, you've got to put it all together. You've got to be able to check all the boxes to earn a victory. And they haven't done that yet.
They've played a tough schedule, too. I mean,
yep.
Western Kentucky's played a very tough schedule. They lost at Army. They played 2 Big Ten teams, and they went toe-to-toe with them both times. Then they played probably the best team in Conference USA and UTSA. The Monarchs have played Wake Forest, who's going to wind up in the top 25, top 20, maybe top 15 before the end of the season.
3rd down and 7. Moses again. Zigging and zagging his way to the 10-yard line. He's very close to the first down.
I think they're probably going to give it to him.
Or just sit down there and not do anything and have this
it won't matter.
Game come to an end.
So
they will let the clock roll, and the Monarchs will go to 1-6, and the Hilltoppers will go to 2-4. A rainy night in Norfolk, Virginia. Skies a little brighter for Western Kentucky. Bailey Zappi, as advertised, as he got started early, ends the night with 5 touchdown passes and 397 yards passing. Western Kentucky parlays a 30-3 halftime advantage into a 43-20 victory. And that'll do it for our broadcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. For Andy Mishaw, this is Ted Alexander. Good night from Norfolk. Once again, our final score, Western Kentucky 43, Old Dominion 20. All games airing on the ESPN networks are streaming live and archived on the ESPN app. This has been a presentation of